Well, you know what? Phil, I just muted you just so you don't take first word. Hi, I'm just gonna unmute you now. Let's do the thing and talk for a little bit live before the stream.
Other than the fact that you've both got a beard and long hair, I can't really see the resemblance.
That is literally it. That's just because people are racist and they're like, "Oh,
Yeah.
you look exactly like Stevie Aoki," and I'm like, "Stevie Aoki's Japanese though," and it's whatever.
Okay.
So
a
Phil,
compliment.
you're
I'll take it.
on phone this time, right?
Yes. How does it sound?
You sound alright, actually.
Yeah, pretty
It's
good.
alright. Like I'm gonna have to crank up the volume slightly from the 80 whatever % it was on.
What if I do this?
No, go away. No, bad Phil.
No, I'll just hold it where it is.
Yeah.
I've got my character sheet on one page. I've got Warlock spell list on another page. Can I make this go away? Oh my god, it's gonna work. Wait.
Oh my god. Corrected. No.
No, it is gonna work. There we go.
It is.
I did
It is totally gay me, and not gray me.
I can't change my name in Discord to Aldrig.
Oh yeah, I'm DeckyT.tv/we. I'll change. Gotta change that. I don't think it gives the right impression.
You
Lawful evil DM. I need to maintain a certain mystique, you know.
Right.
Yeah. How are you enjoying being lawful evil?
Pretty good, yeah. I had a little foray into chaotic evil, but yeah, pretty good. You know, your heart sort of hardens and blackens, and then you start to really look forward to character deaths and stuff like that. So yeah.
Actually,
Did I
by
tell
the
you
way,
that
Derek, I'm just gonna ask, like, can you change Phil's name
In
roll?
Can I?
Not in Roll20 in Discord.
In Discord.
You should be able to.
I mean, I don't know
don't
what
know.
the actual like mod like permissions are in this server, but you know, whatever.
I
Right,
literally have no idea how to do that.
You're right.
I'm thinking.
Click
Hold
someone.
it down.
And you
Manage.
Go to
Oh,
change
I think I might
nickname.
find it. Haha. Oh,
aha, awesome.
shit. Ah, I'm fighting the overlay now. Okay. Okay, I did it.
Have you all heard about the like questionnaire that Dezo put out?
I did it. Yes, I submitted it
Awesome.
anonymously.
Like, anonymously, obviously. It's interesting, like, just to see that there is already 42 answers since yesterday.
Oh
Right.
wow,
Yeah.
nice one, everyone.
Yo. What is it about?
Twitch,
It's like for
mostly
streamers.
streaming experience, I think. Yeah,
It's
mostly on
like
the streaming side.
about streamers for streamers, and it's to find out more about the influence of streaming on mental health, pretty much. It's interesting. I found it really
I think it's-
interesting.
That's really cool because my personal experience of streaming is I absolutely love it, but what I do, it's like drinking. Like, I would compare streaming to drinking alcohol for me, because I love drinking and I love streaming. So I will stream for like 8 hours solid, but then I'll be completely emotionally, physically, and mentally just completely broken down. So when I finish streaming, I just go and cry and lie in bed for like 3 hours, and then I'm like, oh, that was so good. I had such a good time. It's like
that would have
like
been a good poll question, a good survey question. Do you get stream hangovers? Because I do as well. Like
Yeah,
the next
yeah.
day.
You're like, I'm so fucked. That took so much energy to talk for 8 hours solid about just nothing, because someone would come into chat and you're like, I need to keep this person in the chat for as long as possible because the numbers will exponentially grow.
I mean,
Oh
it's
my
tiring. Like,
God.
you're holding multiple conversations at the same time. Imagine standing in a room at a party and like, whatever the number is, however many people are just talking just to you, and you have to have every conversation at the same time. Like the digital equivalent of that. No wonder it's. Pretty
As a
tiring.
musician, I actually frequently have to deal with that. Like when I play gigs and stuff like that, you'll get like not a lot of people, like maybe three or four people, come out, oh my god, like how did you do this thing? How did you? So you got like maybe you've got like a musician talking to you as a musician. You've got like a fan talking to you as like a fan, and then you've got like someone else who's just like pisshead. And then you've got to have this. You've got to have these three conversations, like which are totally like one's like how did you do that thing on the guitar, and then the other one's like how did you write that song? Like what's your inspiration? What are your favorite bands? And then the other one's just like, do you want to drink? And you're just like, yes is the answer to all of these questions. And then you wake up the next day just exhausted, and you realize that you posted all over Facebook just total bullshit that doesn't mean anything to anyone.
My god.
And
Tim,
then you should.
you're a fucking legend. I'm just gonna say that.
The new emote, what is it, Snoach Hydrate? I just saw. It's amazing.
Yeah, I just put it on overlay as well, just because it's so amazing. Oh, I love it. Hey, Estani.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm sleepy.
Sleepy, okay. I was about to ask like if something's going on.
Yeah, I had insomnia on Tuesday night, and that's basically fucked me for the week.
Oh.
It's okay. It's just that I keep staying up too late
Mm-hmm.
because I got extra sleep on Wednesday, so it just kind of made me want to stay up. So I've had to set an alarm both today and yesterday to get up on time, and today I was just like, nope, snooze. 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 And I'm like, man, this is nostalgic in a terrible way.
Yeah.
But no, I'm good. I'm actually really excited because we got our first hype train yesterday on stream, and everyone was really nice.
Oh yeah. How was that?
It was so nice and like heartwarming.
Oh, that's the intro.
A stain truck, except it's probably a motorcycle.
Also,
A steam
yes,
cycle.
everyone, I shall hydrate, except if those hydrates are for anyone else. I mean, even
Can I
then,
see the snow hydrant? I wasn't in your stream.
you can just look at the actuals. I mean, I guess I can also just send it to you, but it is on the overlay if you want to just look at that.
Oh, it's in the wait. Is it in the corner?
In the corner, yeah.
Yes.
Oh my god, it's amazing.
All right, it looks like you're breathing fire. What is that? Is that supposed to be liquid going into your mouth?
Yeah,
It
it's
looks
it's
like
like
a
an
potion of
Estus that's supposed
It
to be
does.
going.
It really does.
Hmm.
Oh, it's great though. I love that.
Yeah, have you seen Snoach Hide, by the way? The one like this Tim made as well.
Probably not.
Okay, I'm
Put
just
it
gonna-
on stream.
I shall put it on stream right now. Okay, let me just rename this. Ah, not remove. Rename. Oh my god. If I can actually type in Snoach for once. I always end up doing like SNWO instead of SNOW.
Schnois.
Swatch. Swatch, yeah.
It's like a French Polish alter ego.
I love it.
It is me,
Yeah.
Swatch Rodriguez.
Also, Jelly, I'm so excited you're gonna be joining us for more Tomb.
I am too.
Yay.
I'm so very excited, yeah. Very happy.
Alright. It's in there now.
Oh, that's also very cute.
No.
It's like slightly embarrassed, and I love it.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, it's so cute.
So on your streams now, you'll be cracking puns, you'll be doing Snoach Guns, and then all of chat will be doing Snoach Hide.
Yes.
That's
Pretty
how I
much.
picture it that game.
Pretty much.
And then
That's-
some people will be doing the snow hydrate just to like as a rage emote. Honestly, if it had like angry eyebrows and that looked like more like fire, that would be a great rage emote.
would.
3 exclamation marks behind his head.
Or like the anime like
White
Oh, yeah.
eyes.
Vin symbol.
Yeah.
The, like Career
Like the
symbol.
one on a Stainry.
Yeah. Hold on, let me
like
just.
that one.
Yeah, exactly. Also, for some reason today, like people started calling me Snow Chicka Bow Bow, so that's a whole thing
Well,
now.
there you go. New emote idea. Sexy snow.
Exactly.
that
How do
draws
you even
itself,
draw a
so-
sexy penguin?
Excuse me,
Google
all
that.
penguins are
Don't
sexy. Thank you very
Google
much.
that.
Estana, you're an artist. You could do it, I'm sure.
It
No
just needs
problem.
to be penguin in a top hat with a monocle and a mankini.
Here's the thing, as an emote, that's gonna be hard to do because you only have 28 pixels.
Yeah,
I feel challenged again. Awesome.
exactly. Like that's.
Oh,
I am
look at all
really
the
looking for
badges.
what comes out of it. Really.
Look at all the badges. Oh, they're so cute.
Oh yeah, you made those badges.
Good.
Also,
it was Tim who did the sketches for him, though, right?
no, it was Blur.
Blur, that's right, Blur.
Yeah, Blur was
Blur
just
did
like.
some awesome sketches for the badges. Thank you so much for that, by the way.
Yeah,
Oh,
it was
Snow,
awesome. Yeah.
Side question: have you been enjoying Yami?
Wait, what?
Yuami.
Oh yeah, holy shit, dude! I love this guy. Just like it feels weird because it's like hard style, right? The Russian hard style, but at the same time, there is a certain like I don't know level to it, or like it actually has like a good structure and it's really enjoyable.
Yeah, I just love. It's like my favorite one at the moment's Berliner Disco, which is just hilarious. I can't remember. He says "Bitte Junge Shush," and it just like the way it rolls off his tongue is just so cool. He's talking about German chavs in this hard bass song, and it's just so funny. Honestly, check him out. He's called Yuami. Like,
Yeah, just put it. Oh wait, I'm just gonna
UAME.
put that in chat just because
Yeah.
I don't want to force you to go in anywhere.
Yeah, he does all the music for Life of Boris. If you checked out Life of Boris, he's awesome. He's so funny.
Yeah.
But I sent it to Snow the other day because obviously hard bass is one of those genres which is like it's a meme genre because it's just like if you put in Russian music, you get like Russian Red Army Choir and hard bass. Like you get two genres. But Yami is just like he's cool. He's just fun.
Yeah.
No, sorry.
That's
Just a
kind of what
quick
it is, really. It's just fun music, and that's awesome. Anyway,
I'm checking out the spell slots because I can't remember how many you get.
you get 2 probably, because you're
I
like
think
levels.
I get 2.
Yeah,
Shit.
I know. Well, anyway, hey Jelly, what are you
Hey.
doing here? What have you been up to?
What are you doing?
What am I doing?
Excuse me, miss. What are you doing here?
Get out now.
Like, why are you in this channel? I
Yeah,
don't
why?
understand.
Get out. Jeez, woman, leave us alone. I was invited, actually.
Actually,
But yeah.
Awesome.
But
You
yeah,
know.
on the guest list.
I'm actually really looking forward to see what I don't even know how to pronounce that name is going to be.
Helby.
Helby. Cool.
Helby, yeah. So yeah. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm very nervous again. But I'm
Yeah, I
excited.
mean, honestly, like, does that ever go away?
No, apparently not.
Right?
But yeah. But no, I told Derek that when he said, would you come back and play with us again? I was like, almost in tears. I was just yeah, it's cool.
You're like almost in tears, and you're like, yeah, this is
Yeah, I will. I'll do it. Yeah, fine.
Well, I suppose I can make time.
just like-
Yeah, I can, my
Maybe I
busy
could,
schedule
like-
of doing nothing while I'm not working,
Just literally through tears, being like, yeah, I guess
Yeah,
I
sure.
totally could. Oh my god, snow charity. And then, like, the penguin handing someone a pebble. Oh my god, such a good idea. Anyway, hey Derek. I'm just gonna say,
Hello.
interrupt us whenever. you want to start? Just
Before we start, Derek, I
Right.
have to tell you something.
Oh,
I'm switching character.
So you know, you know how I've been playing Sherlock, Crimes
yes.
and Punishment, and you know how you can totally get the deductions wrong.
Yes.
I am 2 for 2 getting them right.
I knew I knew
Nice.
that was I knew there was just no way that was going to end with man, yeah, that sucks, I got him wrong. Of course you got him right. It's very ashamed brain. But I'm pretty certain I watched the VOD of the first case. I saw you finish that, and I'm
Mhm.
pretty certain I got that one wrong. I think
Oh.
because you were talking about it afterwards, you were saying like why would you just assume that it was a lucky throw? So somebody gets killed with a javelin, and like the right spoilers for that game, but the right deduction is like
Whoa.
sailor, obviously. But I was like,
Oh.
well, maybe it could have been just as
I mean,
weak
here's the
armed
thing.
guy.
I feel that because like when I was solving both of those, it felt plausible that it could have been multiple things. So
Yeah,
I had to go with the one that was the most likely.
I
And
really
that's
like that about that game, though. I wasn't mad that I
yeah.
got it wrong.
I think that it's interesting that it lets you. Did you check after every one?
I think I didn't actually, because it says like might spoil the game experience or something. So I think I didn't.
Yeah, chat really wanted to know, so we did.
Fair.
What was the
Oh.
second case again? I can't remember that one.
It's the one where the train goes missing.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's a good one.
Oh my
That was
god,
really
I was
good.
so confused when I came into your chat and you were doing that. I was just like, what even is going on? Like coming into the middle of it was just really confusing.
Yeah, I can imagine. I like that there are standalone cases as well. It's like the first couple of games, you're just like working one case, and it's kind of fun that these are like I've done 2 completely seemingly unrelated cases so far, and I like that.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to talk to you about that because I just remembered that we were talking about it, and I'm like, we have to talk about it more.
I'm glad you're enjoying those games though. They're so that series, they start off so stupid, so silly, like in a brilliant kind of way, in like a hilarious way. The cases make no sense. The characters are ridiculous.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of nonsense.
And then they get a bit more sophisticated with the gameplay and the graphics and stuff like that, but they keep the silliness. I love those games.
Oh my god. So I can
a
already tell
monkey
you're gonna
that
succeed.
stole a necklace.
It's plausible, potentially, maybe in some universe, I'm sure.
That could happen in this.
Actually,
It could, yeah, you could totally like use those as D&D or RPG plot hooks.
Actually,
adventures.
totally, yeah.
That would be a
Hey,
great
Derek.
campaign.
Derek,
Hello.
I just have to ask because I saw you getting like achievements on Steam. How is Throne
Yes?
of Ball going?
Terribly. I hit a brick wall yesterday. I've done spoilers for Baldur's Gate 3, Throne of Ball. I've been doing it off stream. You fight some other Ball children, and I think I killed 2, and then I came to this place, and there's this guy who talks a lot of shit, and then it gets into a wizard fight, and then straight afterwards he turns into a dragon.
Oh, yeah, that
You
bullshit.
remember that guy?
Yep.
Yeah, he killed me like 20 times yesterday.
Oh wow!
And I decided that it's actually a fake and bad game, Baldur's Gate 2.
If we're talking about dying 20 times, my big thing that killed me 20 times when I first started doing it was Cloakwood in Baldur's
Oh
Gate 1.
my god, Cloakwood
end
the
of
first
Cloakwood.
time through.
The end of
shit.
Cloakwood the first time through, I was so mad at it because I couldn't beat it and I couldn't figure out why. And it's not like we had internet tutorials back then.
Mhm.
I'm not sure, I can't remember what you mean about the end, but I still am traumatized by that part of the game. I can picture it. I can feel my frustration still.
You remember when you get to the fort at the end of the woods and there's like a party of guard adventurers there? And they have like a wizard and a cleric and like a couple of fighters. So they basically have equal strength to you.
Except if
You
you're
have to
solo.
kill them to get into the Cloakwood Mines.
Mm.
I had so much trouble killing them. So much trouble. The first time.
I can still picture and hear the web traps in that
Oh,
part
yeah.
of that game.
Yeah.
Because they got this really like, well, I guess it's a glitch. It's like this really irritating, like incredibly like 500% volume sound. And it lasts
interesting.
like 30 seconds.
I guess, yeah, they are kind of loud, aren't they?
Yeah.
Same with like the vines. They're a little bit loud too. Like the entangle. Ugh.
Do we want to
Yeah.
place bets on how much water I'm gonna have drank after, like, till
All of it.
like, yeah.
All
I
the
mean,
water.
I feel like I'm just
Yeah.
going to run out of water if this keeps up.
I mean, you will. You're gonna drain your pipes. There's gonna be no water left in your country. Sucks to be you.
You should
Just like
have
this
a
whole city is
point
just
goal.
going to become a desert.
You're gonna
Yeah.
be going to the loo every 5 seconds.
Yep. You're just
Just
gonna
do
have
it.
to stream from on the loop.
From the
Oh my god.
It's very echoey where you are, Snow.
Every time someone says hydrate, you should do a shot of water. But you should have like Russian roulette and not know whether it's water or vodka.
That sounds like something you would do, Phil.
It sounds amazing. That's what it sounds like.
I mean, it sounds amazing. I wouldn't never do that, just because, but it sounds amazing.
I'm gonna do that next time I stream.
Snooch flush. Totally.
Ooh, which might be as a DJ. So I got some decks.
Ooh. Right.
Yeah, and I got some speakers and some headphones. And downloaded a load of music, and I tried doing some mixing the other day, and I felt like a 15-year-old version of myself. It was great.
Wow.
Yeah. Felt good.
Speaking of decks,
Nice segue, nice segue.
I am still confused why. Okay, but sure.
What a wise move, and how charismatic of you to.
I was gonna, when we were talking about the Baldur's Gate bullshit spells, I was gonna be like, speaking of D&D bullshit traps, I missed my chance. Shall we, my
Hex up, though,
dudes?
am I right?
Absolutely. Let's do this.
I've got sort of a recap. It's not a recap of last time. It's kind of a mini campaign recap. So I'll read that, I guess. Quite some time ago, far away in the bustling, dangerous, crime-infested city of Baldur's Gate, 4 adventurers met in a tavern called the Fragrant Kobold on a dark and stormy night. Finding common purpose and resolve, they sought passage on a ship to the jungle-covered peninsula of Chult. However, they were soon propositioned with a quest somewhat different to what they had in mind, and carrying orders of magnitude more importance for the fate of this world than they could have possibly imagined. They were told of a dangerous land filled with dinosaurs and undead hordes, largely untamed and unexplored, but apparently the location of a necromantic artifact known as the Soulmonger, believed to be connected with the rapidly spreading death curse, an unstoppable and deadly rot, afflicting any that had already been raised from the dead by magic, and preventing any more such resurrections from working. The curse seemed to call into question basic truths about the nature of death and of magic in this world, implying a tampering or an alteration of the fundamental laws of nature, and it spread at a frightful speed beyond Chult. Soon it became clear to many that all of Faerun, all of Toril, was affected, and there was no place that could offer safe refuge from this unseen enemy. The brave 4 that first met in that dank tavern in Baldur's Gate were far from the only adventurers that heard the call to action and travelled in search of the source of this curse, the Soulmonger. Many arrived, and many were victims of fearsome dinosaurs, or torn limb from limb by the undead hordes of the dark necromancer Rassen C, the fallen and disgraced former protector of the holy city of Mesro. Some few proved able to survive the perils of the jungle, and fewer still reached the ancient temple of Oralunga and learned from the great snake oracle there that the soulmonger could be found in the ruins of the forbidden city of Omu, the former capital of Cholt and seat of royalty. It is on the shoulders of this precious and hardy few that the fate of so many now rests. We join one such group as they approach the forbidden city for the first time, wizened by their long and deadly journey, but yet unaware of what horrors await them below. So we will see what they see in a minute, but I think first we kind of do a swooping shot of a group of adventurers emerging from the jungles, hacking through the undergrowth, and arriving on a big open space in the jungle, a valley with a city far below, and they're standing on top of a cliff looking down into the city. But for the moment, we just see our brave adventurers. So we'll kind of, camera will linger on each one, and maybe if we could just do like name, class, race, anything like they're carrying, and what they look like for the moment. So let's start with Ava.
Sure. So the camera starts, I guess it stops first on a tall half orcan woman. She has long blonde hair pulled back in a ponytail, and she's carrying like two swords on her back, a shield. She's got like a breastplate that has an engraving of a splashing tidal wave or something on it. Her name is Ava Windreaver. She is a half orc cleric.
And the camera lingers on Ava for a moment and then moves next to Graemy.
Yeah, the camera has to move a little bit down to even see her. And we see Graemy, who is a tiefling, red-skinned tiefling, her hair bound together behind her with like golden beads. She wears like fairly tattered at this point clothing of reds and yellows, and on her waist we see a bunch of pouches and like what is clearly like labeled as like healing kit, and like a belt with a few potions on it. And yeah, she looks to Ava.
And then the camera shifts up significantly from Graemy, and lingers next on Aldrig.
Aldrig is a 6-foot protector ASMR. He's walking with a cane in his right hand, and on his left shoulder he has it's like a black kind of fiery shadow in the shape of a raven with two little blue eyes, and his eyes are like a glowing radioactive blue. He's got long black hair, and he's wearing long black clothes.
And then the camera drops a little bit, and then there's still nothing there, and then drops again, still nothing there, and then rapidly like drops several feet further down, and finally manages to get in frame Helby.
Okay, so Helby is very short, as you can imagine. She has straw-coloured blonde hair that is short but sticks out in every single direction you can imagine possible. She has very big blue eyes, and she's wearing leather armor, which is embroidered with a green kind of leaf pattern all over it. She's carrying a bow over her shoulder, and more significantly, her best friend is standing next to her, which is Vossi, her velociraptor.
Marvelous. And then I think the camera kind of swoops in a spiral round behind the characters and then up, and then goes vertically up. And we get this panoramic view of the Forbidden City of Omu as the characters also take it in for the first time. So because you're standing on cliffs, you've got excellent visibility across pretty much the whole city. You can really get the layout of the place. I'm going to put you straight on the map, and you can see what you see.
I'm gonna put you on the map, baby.
What direction are we?
You would be, I think,
Like probably
over
over here.
this part.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, maybe you've kind of circled round from the north after scoping out the place and noticing that, well, there's these huge cliffs surrounding the whole kind of basin. They're about 150 feet, but there's essentially one entrance way down the bottom. I've got a little box text as well for you. The jungle parts to reveal a dead city enclosed by sheer cliffs. Ruined buildings and stone boulevards rise like ghosts from the floor of the misty basin. Colorful birds glide overhead. A waterfall pools down into the basin, creating a swollen river that floods much of the city before draining into a deep rift filled with molten lava. A ruined palace lies a few hundred feet from the edge of the steaming abyss. So yeah, we get this panoramic shot, and then we cut. Before we come back to the group and their journey into Omu, we're going to do a couple of flashbacks. So I think the first is regarding Varys, our erstwhile former companion druid. Phil, how would the rest of the group, which was quite small at that point, last time we played this game, Niramor, the paladin, left and I think had plans to try and rebuild the Order of the Gauntlet. Varys then left shortly afterwards. How would Ava and Gramia found out about that?
Well, when I was talking about it with you last, I thought that it would be best if he had just left in the night and left Grimmy a note.
Yeah. Okay. So I think the scene then would be in the morning, and we just see like Grammy maybe wandering around the camp a little bit, and like noticing something's wrong, noticing something's missing. Maybe she's like confused for a bit, like I swear something's different. So Snow, what would we see?
I think like she would literally just start her day as she usually does, just looking through her things, making notes, mental notes on which ingredients he is going to need. But what we don't see, what usually is there, is Varys, or like we don't hear Varys like talking in the background about whatever. And like she just at some point looks around and well, wherever she finds the note, I'm not sure.
Yeah, would Phil, would Varys have put it in his where his own camp was? I assume he took his like bedroll, his tent with him. Would he have put it like somewhere near Grammy, or nailed it
think
to a
he-
tree, or
I think he would have put it in a potion bottle that was empty, so that when she went to fill it with something, she would notice that there was something in the bottle.
yeah, right. Okay.
Right, so I think she would go to like turn around to Ava and just ask, Ava, have you
Yeah. What?
seen Varys?
Mm. Wasn't he supposed to be keeping watch?
Well, it's just
Has he
I
wandered off?
think so. It very much seems like it.
A moment. Let me check my spell list.
Detect evil or detect troll?
I don't think he's evil.
Well, it
I
depends on
want
the
to see if I
definition,
have
really.
if I can cast locate person as soon as it stops lagging. Let me scroll down to the L's.
Detect evil? What?
That would never work.
Are you
Um,
sure though?
I can't. It's a level 4 spell, and I don't cast those yet.
Yeah. And I mean, probably Grammy would just drown it out anyway, so.
I haven't seen him. I don't know if I have a way that I could locate him. I could cast Descending, but I mean, do you think something's happened to him?
I'm not sure. It's, I mean, there were times when he was gone the morning before, I suppose, but in the middle of the jungle seems uncharacteristic a little bit.
Well,
And I just find the
I
bottle.
guess I was about to say. Ava says, "I guess let's look and see if we can find any trace of him." And as we're like combing through the camp, that's when you find the bottle.
Yeah. I just look at Ava, and like we can see this like very unsure look of like, oh god, what's just happened? What has he done? And I will.
There's a note in the bottle. You think that's his?
Well, it would fit him. And I will pull out the note and like start reading it out loud. What does it say?
So the note rolls out. It looks really small when you pick it out of the bottle, but it rolls out and it hits a floor. And it's all like single words all the way down this one strip of ticker tape. And it's like, Grammy, I had an epiphany in the middle of the night. Something Niramore said. Can't remember exactly what it was, but it triggered something in my mind. I've decided I must go alone to find the thing that I must seek. It's nothing personal, you understand, although it may come across that way, in which case I apologize. Also, Tiger it.
Tiger it.
Tag your it.
Tag your it.
He was seeking something. I thought he was seeking Omu.
Like the note drops to the grass, and just a few moments later you hear, well, something you've heard before, but it is in a foreign language known as Infernal.
Grammy cursing. I know this.
In relation to Varus, what? This is completely out of character.
So I think I just let you curse for a moment. Like I just let that happen. And then I'll like walk up to you and put my hand on your shoulder. And it's like I grip your shoulder, but it's not like super tight. It's just like my hand, you're so small. And so my hand just kind of encloses your shoulder in like a comforting way. And I say, I intend to carry on regardless. What do you want to do?
Stupid. Then like I turn again into Infernal for a few moments. like look up, and we see just tears in her eyes, and just I thought he'd always be here.
I think I'll move to hug you and like pat you on the back, try to comfort you.
Yeah, I will gladly accept that, and well, kind of. Yeah, I think she'll just begin crying. And
Okay. I don't comment that I'm not surprised that he fucked off.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll
What?
just let you cry. I'm just saying, it seems very Varys. Just disappearing in the night because of a whim. Yeah, sure, that sounds right.
I don't know what you're talking about. Not my Varys.
You literally made him do that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
How would Ava look in this moment? Like, does she look comfortable with this? Does she know? Does she like move to comfort Grammy, or how?
Well, I'm hugging Grammy to try to comfort her, but I think like if we look at Ava's face, it's just kind of like neutral. Like she never really bonded super hard with Varys. So him leaving, it's like it's inconvenient, and obviously it's made Grammy sad, and I don't like that, but we still have a mission to do.
Yeah.
Though I guess like after I just let Grammy cry, and like once she starts to settle down, like I'm doing some thinking like while that's happening, because otherwise I'd just be like you know, you're when you're hugging someone and you're not really invested in it, your brain is like still going, and I'm
Oh,
still
yeah.
like trying to plan about what we need to do, and like okay, now we're down a party member, and so it's gonna
Yeah,
make everything more difficult. It's like when you're making out with somebody you're not really into.
yeah, and you're planning the breakfast. What are you going to make for lunch the next day? Yeah, yeah. So
I would
maybe we
lie
get a
if
shot
I
of
said I
like.
wasn't there. God damn.
Maybe we get a shot of like, yeah, Grammy hugging and like sobbing onto Ava, and Ava's like looking determined and also like calculating and clearly thinking like very practical stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah.
This is for me.
We see like maths around your head. But yeah, I don't think I have much more to add to that scene. So
Okay. Same for you, Snany?
Yeah, I'm good. It's like eventually Grammy calms down. We make the decision to keep going. We pack up and head out, I think.
Okay. So our second flashback is of well, the new trio, Aldrig, Helby, and Vossi. And well, it's kind of up to you guys what kind of scene this is. I was thinking travel through the jungle, or like if there's something, maybe it's a campsite scene with you guys. I don't know, maybe you're on the way to meet up with Grammy and Ava. Really up to you guys. I suppose wanted it to be an introduction to the new characters. So what do you guys think?
We could just be traveling to meet up with them. We could have heard that there are adventurers in the middle of the forest, in the middle of the jungle. Like Ava can sending messages, can't she?
Yeah, probably to people she knows, I would guess.
Could she send one on behalf of Grammy to somebody that Grammy knew?
Yeah, potentially. Yeah, so Grammy
Let me
certainly
look
knew
at
some
the
people.
let me look at the
Yeah,
spell.
let's see what the spell does. Grammy certainly knew some people in Port Nyanzaru.
yeah, certain people.
I have to be familiar with the creature.
Yeah.
Okay.
The bird people as well, though. What's it, Ashara? Like we could have.
I mean, you could have also met up with the Emerald Enclave and met Lily.
Hmm,
And
yeah.
Lily could have pointed you in their direction and say, well, they're heading towards Omu.
Yeah.
And this is probably the route that they took. And I trace you like
That
this
really
same
could
route.
work because
That would work, yeah.
yeah, Helby has some connection with the Emerald Enclave as well.
Yeah. So
Wow.
you meet a cool, sneaky warlock lady
And if you
who
can,
talks a lot about the Feywild and Theranor and how she's like trying to gather intel and like aid to try to take on Razansi. And then she's like, and if you guys are like, well, we need to go now, he's like, well, I left a party of adventurers, and if you are all noble and want to meet up with them, this is where they're heading. This is where I left them. This is probably the route they took.
Perfect. Jelly, why would Helby have tracked Lily down? What's how do you think that would have gone?
Helby was actually staying with the Emerald Enclave because her ranger mentor was killed by undead. So they took Helby in and looked after her a little bit after that happened, so she could finish her training.
Yeah. So I think through that connection, through that network, you maybe you found one person from the Emerald Enclave, that you had found out that there's somebody, maybe they're retiring in some crazy druid shack like 30 miles outside Port Nyanzaru, and maybe you started there and they were just completely useless, mad babbling, but somehow pointed you in the direction of they'd heard that Lily was staying at Kirsabal. How about Aldrich? How do you think he would have been tied up in this?
I think he would have been pointed. I think people would have been pointed in his direction because they would have thought that he was a researcher, because he basically lives in the library, and the rumors would be like, oh, he's read every book like 4 times, but it's just because he's got a really bad memory and he has to read them again. So everyone's like, oh, I know he must know so much about the surrounding areas. It's like just like frantically reading things to try and keep it in his memory, because there's just so many things that are going on.
Okay. Yeah, so in that case, maybe the scene with the two of you that will then become a scene with the whole party is you're traveling, like you're pretty much reaching Omu, and we'll see like Aldrich and Helby like traveling, maybe having a conversation, and then you're on the way to meeting up with the other two for the first time. So what would Aldrich and Helby be saying to each other as they travel?
So why are you so short?
What? What did you say?
Why are you so short?
Why am I so short? Because I'm a gnome. Gnomes are always short.
Okay.
Why are you so tall?
Because I can't remember, but I've
You
always
can't
been this tall.
remember? Oh.
Yes. I've been this tall as long as I can remember.
You were born that tall?
I don't remember being born. But I
Oh.
remember being tall. So
Do you think the other people are tall?
the people that we're going to talk to,
Yeah.
maybe. I heard that one of them wears a big suit of armor, and normally armor people are big.
Oh.
So
Well,
the other one has red skin, so I
that
don't
sounds
know.
good. I
I
like meeting new people.
Oh, it's me also.
Do you think they're very far?
Well, I mean, you are the tracker. You will be able to tell me.
I think we're coming up on them now. Is that them over there?
So what would they see? What would a typical moment to catch Ava and Grammy be like? Would they be like in the thick of conversation? Would they be practicing sword swings? What would they? What would the new guys see when they come up on you?
So I found this like new plant, you know, in Beregost or around Beregost, and I brought it to my mentor. And, and like I talk about apothecary shit.
I'm not listening. I'm pretending I'm listening, but I'm not listening. I'm paying attention to where we're going.
Oh, that's fascinating.
Mhm.
Sure.
Yeah, wow.
Please go
Mhm.
on. Wow.
And then I miss Varys because at least like when Varys was here, Grammy and Varys were doing the talking, and I could just have my own little bubble of like concentration.
So yeah, there's a moment where there's some like thick foliage in the jungle, and there's a moment where there's a rustling of that, and then yeah, through that comes a forest gnome. Would Helby be walking alongside Vossi, or does she ride on this Velociraptor companion?
No, she'd be walking alongside her.
Walking respectfully alongside.
Yeah.
Aldrig walks along, towering, casting a shadow. Seems to be very much associated with with him. If using shadows, and then yeah, you walk out into this like small open area, and there's yeah, a half orc lady and
I imagine the moment like we hear the rustling, like Grammy would instantly stop talking and like draw her sword and turn towards the sound.
You get to meet us with weapons out and like battle stances.
I'd be like, I think Aldrich would fall out of the bush being pecked at by Beatrice. Beatrice, stop it! They're friends! He just falls over and drops his cane on the floor.
I think
He
Helby
looks
would like
really
help him up.
Thank you, friend.
You're welcome.
Lowering the sword as this is happening.
Yeah, like lowering the sword, like looking at to Ava back at them.
Yeah,
just
we'd
like,
exchange a glance, like, okay.
Hail, adventurers, or whoever you are.
I'm going to be honest, I thought you were all dinosaurs. Only one of you is, so I guess that's an improvement.
No, just Bossy. She's lovely, though. She won't hurt you.
She's lovely. I can confirm. Also Beatrice.
Okay, I will put away my sword. Just.
So were you all like standing here when we got here, or like did it seem clear that you were waiting to intercept us, or I guess I don't.
Oh yeah. We'd be like, do you know Lily?
Yep. Yes.
I don't remember her, honestly. I like think, and I'm like,
we were tracking some adventurers, and we were looking for some heroes to stop the death curse, but we bumped into someone called Lily, and she pointed us in this direction.
So, I mean, you mean the like elven, tall, green, cloven?
That's the one.
Pointy ears and ginger hair.
Ah. Well, yes,
Very angry all the time.
Yeah, that would be
But
her.
she was lovely, though.
That would be her, actually.
I'm going to be honest, Grammy. I don't know who that is. Is that a friend of yours?
I'm not sure if you met, but like me and
Out of
Varys,
character, we definitely met.
Yeah, they met very briefly. We got one golden moment of a Staney role playing with a Staney. But they just met once when Lily and DK were leaving.
And Lily was like, "Hey, I don't know you, but you're a badass armored lady. Can you protect these people while I guard DKek on his way back to Kirsabal?"
Look, I
Hmm.
remember the Birdman. When we met first, there was a Birdman, and then
I do remember there were more of you, weren't there? It was so long ago. Honestly, it didn't seem that important, so I didn't really pay much attention.
Oh,
She specifically said that there would be a badass armor lady and a little red devil.
Also,
not
the
a
drow.
devil.
She also mentioned that there was going to be a drow.
Oh. What is the drow?
Oof.
He's
Is he hiding in the shadows like they always do?
He left.
Why'd he do that?
He was looking for something.
Aren't we all?
Either way, he's
Maybe-
not here now.
Maybe he will come back.
So, what are you here for?
Oh, Death Girls?
We're here to help.
We heard that not necessarily that you needed help, but we need help. I need help. I can barely even walk.
Okay,
but I am
I'm here to
useful.
help.
I am useful still. I will prove it to you. And also Helby is very useful. I would not have been able
What
to
is
get
your
here if-
name anyway?
My name is Aldrich.
I will walk forward, but just get my hand in front of me, shake hands. Grammy.
And I'm
Nice to meet
Ava.
you.
Honestly, Grammy, I think we could use the help. With only two of us, I don't think we stand much chance.
Well, I couldn't have gotten here without Helby. She's a very experienced navigator, and Vossi has protected me many times when Beatrice has pecked my head.
I will get lower on my knees to shake hands with Helbjörling and just say, I really am not used to people being smaller.
Nice to meet you, though. I like your color. It's very cute.
Thank you. You're cute as well.
Thank you. You can pet Vossi if you want to. She won't bite you unless I tell her to.
Are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
And slowly my hand goes over to pat the velociraptor.
How friendly is Vossi to others? What reaction?
She won't hurt anyone unless I tell her to.
Okay.
She's very friendly.
is
She's
she
like a
towards,
dog.
half demon people.
Yeah, she's friendly towards anybody. She's like a big dog towards everybody until I tell her that she shouldn't be.
Yeah, so there's a glance at Helby as Grammy's approaching to see, how should I react to this? Is this a threat or a friend? Sees that you're being friendly, and then is very docile when you pat her, Grammy.
Yeah, I scratch her neck. That's...
It's strange. It's not like a dog, but it is like a dog. It's like a dog is furry, but this is not furry.
Phil, I love the accent you're doing.
Thank you.
I adore both of the voices of the
I
new
do
characters.
too, yeah,
I'm
I-
just like muted, like sniggering and grinning to myself. They're both amazing.
They're
Gemma
great.
sitting in the chair. Gemma's sitting in the chair, just laughing away at myself.
Perfect.
Perfect, yes.
Well, it's certainly the friendliest dinosaur I've ever seen. Except for when. No, I was thinking about. I almost said except for when Varys turned into a dinosaur that one time, but then I'm like, no, this guy's friendlier. than Varys.
I saw a while ago a black dinosaur with white fur running in the races, and it used to always win.
And like the grin I got from like patting, I forgot the name of the raptor again, like kind of fades instantly.
Hmm. I can't even remember the name of the raptor. It was like Indoril or something like that.
Vossi or something?
I can't remember.
No, I mean,
Jelly,
I
help
mean,
us.
Vossi's the current one. Do you mean
Yeah.
the?
Fosty's my
Um,
Velociraptor, yeah.
yeah, I
Do
was.
you mean Varys's one? I can't remember the name of Varys's one.
It doesn't matter really.
It would have been some
Vossi,
iteration
okay.
of the color. But I would swear it was cheating if it wasn't, if I couldn't see it. So
Well,
made me a lot of money, but then I lost it all because I fell over and it fell down the drain.
well, shall we? Well, talk more on the way then.
Yes. So I am to believe that is this the city of Omu?
Well, we are on the
Where
way
are
there.
we? Oh. How long have you been traveling? just like childlike, straightforward questions all the time. Sounds like he's always super interested by whatever answer you give him.
Yeah.
How long have we been traveling?
Like a few weeks together.
Yeah.
Since Ava joined, yeah, let's say around close to 3 weeks would
Yeah, I
be
was gonna say
my
almost a
estimation.
month, but probably not quite yet.
And Grammy, 2.5 months, something like that.
Jesus Christ. I have to say that, like, what were they called? Feather Swain's Cove of Curios and Rare Trinkets. Whew. They're gonna be impatient. Yeah. Okay.
Do you owe someone money? That was like an out of character, in character question.
Why are you asking?
But why would you be an adventurer unless you're? Oh, I suppose the greater good. My apologies. I forget because I always.
So
think
are you then more of a mercenary type?
No, I'm doing it for the greater good. So, I cannot go home until the death curse is cured.
Well, where are you from? I imagine this all is happening while we start walking.
Yes, I mean, if you guys stop, I'm literally like 20 feet away, calling back. Hurry up!
I just walk very. I kind of like walk with pace, but with a cane. So like, I like walk just like if like full movement is 30, he walks at like 29. He's like hobbling along. It looks like he doesn't need the cane, but he has the cane.
Yeah, I feel like there are a few moments where we see like the look of like analysis on Grammy's face while she's looking at like his legs and whatnot.
As we're walking and talking, he probably picks it up and waves it around. Like, do you know when someone's gesturing with their hands when they're talking? Yeah. Like, he probably, like, as they're walking along, he probably picks it up and waves it around and then continues. Like, stops, waves it around, puts it back down and catches back up. So clearly doesn't need the cane, but has the cane.
And uses it as well.
And uses it.
As a cane.
Convincingly walks at regular pace with it, But yeah, it just like it just looks strange. So
Well, so I mean, I guess, well, if you're traveling together, like, we've met people with like magical abilities and whatnot, but I'm just a physician. But what
of course.
do you two do? Like,
I read a lot, like a wizard. They read a lot.
yeah.
I've studied some anthropology, so I know a lot about different cultures and live with lots of different people. And I met Aldrich because we were both studying the undead.
She reads a lot of books. She's a very good reader.
I like reading.
The only reason that I could beat her at reading was because I don't sleep.
Wait, why do you not sleep?
I don't have to. Force of
It's-
will.
If you say so.
It's very
Okay.
weird.
I'm always busy.
So how do you spend your nights if you're not sleeping?
He reads
Reading.
At night?
Yes.
all the time.
Like you notice that his eyes are glowing blue.
I know I've met weirder people. I'm not gonna ask.
But the more important thing is that Helby retains information better.
It's true.
The reason that we were able to get here is because Helby just knows the way.
His memory is shocking.
Well, yes. But
Okay.
we're dawdling. We should catch up to your friend in the armor. Ava?
Yeah, I will.
Were you
I will
calling
like.
out to Ava, or were you just be like, Ava? Was that her name? I couldn't tell.
Ava? Question mark. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah. Ava? Question mark?
and I will.
Yeah.
I will like run forward to like
Yeah.
get next to Ava.
You just see me like military marching forward, just like not bothered at all by anything that's going on. It's just like very determined. Probably like not even hacking with a sword, but like just like tearing down any like vines or whatever in our way to like very roughly form a path.
Something that Varys used to take care of.
Yeah.
Just nonchalantly. Blah, blah, blah. I tend to help you
Actually,
when-
that is a good question. Like, who is going to be our navigator now?
Probably Helpy.
I've hyped up Helby so hard.
Yeah, probably. Right.
I
I imagine like I would be the one that used to do it, probably.
I feel like you and Varys did it together because you both had pretty good survival.
Yeah, I literally have a 9 survival. Like, what the fuck?
And honestly, even though I'm not trained at it at all, I'm still decent at it because I'm so wise.
Yep. Wise party.
Yeah, I have Natural Explorer. I'll put that there.
Was a natural explorer forest.
Oh, that's revised, right? Yeah, that's revised. Okay, cool. Yep.
Can't become lost except by magical means.
Awesome.
Yep.
In addition to 2 people that are very good at navigating.
Yep. So she's definitely leading us
Yep.
once she
Okay.
catches up.
I've only got little legs.
Oh man, just picture Ava wanting to get a move on military march, but the the navigator is like, how tall is Helby, by the way?
I think she's like 2.5 foot.
And I'm almost 6 foot tall. I'm
Yeah.
literally, I'm like
How-
1 inch shorter than Albert.
How heavy is Helby, sorry.
I think about 30 pounds.
I mean,
I think
I
during
can
the
carry you.
travel, I think during the travel
You
we'll
sit on your
see
shoulder.
we'll see like you on Grammy's shoulders and then maybe Ava's.
It's
I
nice.
think once we become more familiar, and especially once I get annoyed by your little legs. Actually, well, here's the thing though. You're not slowed by difficult terrain, and you actually, but our group isn't when you're a part of it too.
Mhm.
So, yeah, at some point you definitely end up like, I definitely give you like a piggyback.
Yay!
Can you not ride Helby because you're weak?
She is Helby.
Do you mean Fossy?
Wait, Vossi, that's the one.
My
I
god.
told you I'd forget the names.
I can't ride myself.
Well,
Yeah, I can ride Fossy.
nice. Well, there you go. Like, traverse thingy terrain.
Yeah.
But maybe Vossi doesn't like to be ridden.
Hasn't got a choice.
I mean, I feel like Helby would give Vossi the choice.
She would. She would. She only likes to be ridden in battle, I think. But still, my movement speed is 25, so I'm not too far behind. My legs work fast. They're small, but they're quick.
Yeah, but you're still losing 5 feet every 6 seconds on us.
So, okay, we cut back from our flashback. So we just pick up with the group of you standing on the cliff, looking over, taking in the sights of Omu.
Do we see any like movement in the city?
I think not. It's you scope it out for a while.
Also,
And
I think
yeah, you
Grammy
see
has
it.
a spyglass.
You
Grammy,
do,
you have a
yes.
spyglass?
There's certainly
yeah,
a
I do.
spyglass. Yeah, make a perception check. With how does the spyglass have some written way that it
I think it gives
improves
you
this?
advantage.
Gives advantage.
Okay, give me a second. I'm just gonna copy this, put it into chat. That's it.
That's it.
Okay.
Well, I would be helping, so you can get advantage from that.
I think I'm fairly sure that I gave you advantage on a perception check with a spyglass. I think that's how I ruled it, and that's how I'm feeling today as well. So let's do that.
I'm not gonna argue with it.
Just because it was like a gift, I think it was a gift at least. I think it
Lily
makes
gave
sense.
it to you.
Yeah, I think
was
it makes
part of our
sense
parting gift.
if Grammy uses it, even though she's probably not the best at this. Oh no!
Wow.
Oh.
That's even with help.
I suppose only one person can use a spyglass. Yeah, I suppose you can help if you pass it between you and have a look.
But here's the thing: even with help, it's still a 1.
Yeah.
So you don't see much. I mean, it's quite humid, steamy air, and I suppose that kind of drifts across the city mysteriously. But also, it's notably bare. I suppose, like I was going to say to begin with, it's ruins. It's not an active city by any means. It's noticeably overgrown. There's vines growing over buildings. There's roofs like caved in. Yeah, it's kind of eerie. It's like a ghost city essentially.
And can you ping where the ruined palace is?
Yeah, the palace was over here. I'll shift ping. Ruined Palace was over there. So yeah, it's a
I
few
think
hundred.
you're on the GM layer.
Yep.
Oh no, it's just
There we
go.
slow.
So yeah, I think the opening blurb, the box text said there's this river
God
that
damn it.
runs, like floods the city, and then that runs past the palace and then like runs into this, like, well, it's like a enormous sinkhole with lava at the bottom, which is where a lot of the steam is coming from.
Well, if I was the king of all necromancers, I'd probably choose to put myself in a palace. So I think that should be our destination.
We'll lead the way. I will be right behind you.
Do
If
you
we
have to have that
can.
over your face, Aldrich?
What's over my face?
Oh no, you just sound so muffled.
I don't know. It is windy. Maybe it's my hair.
But yeah,
I
like I will
suggest we move.
describe pretty much what I see, which is not much of use.
Yeah. I suggest we move cautiously. We don't know what's ahead of us.
Agreed.
So which sorry if you said it and I missed it, which direction are you gonna head?
Probably the only way I can see to get in is like there's steps to the south.
Mm.
Yep.
So we'll probably head along the cliff. Yeah, exactly what Snow's pinging. Probably go along the cliff and then head south and then like work our way down the cliffs until we get to like these roads and then probably make our way like up here and then I guess maybe see if this is okay to cross and go from there. That's our plan
Yeah,
anyway.
pretty
At least
much.
that's Ava's plan. That's what Ava
Okay.
suggests.
So a lot of these buildings are well, you'll see as you go by. A lot of them are significant places. So yes. Okay, so you start heading this way. You I think who's got the highest passive perception now? I think maybe Ava. What's everybody's passive perception? I'll just
18.
make a note. 18. What about the rest of you guys?
Helby, what's your passive perception?
How do I find that out?
It's just beneath your skills.
Oh, 13.
13.
12.
Okay. 12 Aldred. Grammy?
Grammy might be peeing.
Snooch mute. Okay.
Oh, sorry. No, it is 13.
13. Okay, so Ava is the one that notices this. You're being watched by a a large winged creature made of stone.
Oh.
It's a gargoyle.
Well, that
Yeah.
It's a gargoyle.
sounds
Yeah, there's
familiar.
Do we know what it
a
is?
miniature box
Sorry.
text. A
It's actually a
vine-draped
gargoyle.
A vine-draped gargoyle perches on the cliff top, staring down at the ruined city. It turns its head to watch you, and when it does, you notice it has the face of a devil with its mouth agape in a silent scream. Just doesn't move towards you or anything. Just watches you.
Okay.
like,
I
do you
just
think I
pay
should-
attention to it.
Do you think
But
I
I
should?
don't point it out
try-
to the group.
Oh, okay.
I make note of it watching us. It doesn't seem to do anything, so I don't see any reason to alarm anybody.
Yeah.
If it starts to move, and I'm like I said, I'm watching it. So if I notice it start to move, I will alert the group. Like if it gets up, like it starts to get up or whatever, then I'll mention something.
Yeah, so it just watches you go by, and then when you're a good distance away, it with a kind of grinding, cracking of rock sound, unfurls its wings and swoops down into the valley and flies off.
Do we see where it goes?
Yeah, it heads northeastwards.
I will literally stop and watch where it goes, if I can. I will even say, Grammy, the spyglass.
Yeah. Okay. So as you watch it, it flies in this direction, flies like across the steam, and then like takes up some perch on the top of this building.
Okay.
What did you see?
You will see the column in the middle of the lava pit. There's
Yeah.
a ruined building on top of it. That is where that gargoyle has gone.
Oh.
That perhaps
What
might be where we
gargoyle?
need to go. How we're going to get there, I have no idea.
We'll find a way.
I hand the spyglass back to Gravy.
Thank you.
I think
How-
Grammy, by this point you're aware what gargoyles are. You can piece together that that's what you fought at Kirsabal.
I did
Gravy
not
was not at
fight.
Kirsabal.
I did not fight at Kirsabal. That was dust.
None of us were at Kirsabal.
Oh shit! Yeah, you're right. It was dusk. Scratch that entirely. Okay. Sorry about that. I thought
Like
Grammy was with
none
us
of
earlier.
us were there. That's the
What if
thing.
it do that? Does that work?
Let
What
me
is
make
a
a
gargoyle?
nature check. I'll make a really bad nature check. Though, to be fair, Helby will probably know what it is because Helby's got rad nature, probably. With a 15, do I recognize it as a gargoyle?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm just gonna for fun throw nature as well.
So let's see. I think between you figure out that it's a gargoyle. You figure out they are animate stone. They cling to rocky cliffs and mountains, and they have a deadly reputation for cruelty and civilitude.
Civilitude, as in they're in service to something else?
Often, yeah.
Okay.
Mhm. Mhm.
Well, I think he knows we're here.
Aldrich, have you heard of
So much
gargoyles
for the element
before?
of surprise.
Helby, have you heard of gargoyles before?
Okay, so you keep heading south southwest to these steps, and start heading down into the city. So, oh, I've got so much box text. This is highly unusual. A guardhouse. So this place here.
Mm-hmm.
A guardhouse stands near the entrance to the city. Arrow slits are cut into its limestone walls, and a lopsided iron portcullis hangs over the gateway, beyond which you see an open plaza. What do you do?
Well, Helby's going to nip to the bushes quickly. I will be right back.
Why don't we just take our break here?
Yeah,
You know,
let's
fair.
let's do that.
All right, everyone. And we're going to take a short break. We'll be back in how much? 5 minutes?
I think that should be good.
Sure.
Yeah, 5 minutes. All right. So
Cool.
go take a break, get yourself some tea, coffee, I don't know, whatever you want. And, well, talk to you soon. Okay. Hello, everyone. Let me just real quick get you all into voice on stream as well, because we were talking already. And yeah. How is the mobile working out for you, Phil?
It's fine, because we've not had to click anything yet. My nature check, my history check did a thing,
Yeah.
It did.
so that's fine.
Although you did say,
So-
"Can I do one of these?" and then a roll appears. So we don't know for sure if that's what you meant to roll.
Yeah.
That's absolutely what I meant to roll. Well, it was a kind of like a multi-banded question where I was like, "Can I do one of these? Can I do one of these?" Like, because I clicked it on a separate page, and I didn't know whether it would actually appear
Right.
on the page that I
So-
want.
Astaini, you're the only one that's not on my Discord, so I'm just going to real quick show something on stream just for you. Okay? Just for you.
Okay.
For a few seconds, okay? Just
All right.
just enjoy. Enjoy. Okay, I'm done.
That's amazing.
Tim is a fucking legend. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah.
Oh, you posted it on Stainies too. Okay,
Oh,
cool.
I haven't looked at my Discord. Yep, there it is.
In all its glory.
It is absolutely glorious, yes. I agree. Well, how was the break for everyone?
It was good.
Did you have a good Wii?
I had a great Wii, thanks.
I'm glad.
I fed my cats.
Me
and
too.
I got a brownie.
Oh, brownie.
Nice.
It's one of the cheap kinds, so you can taste that it's like artificial chocolate. It's not like the good quality chocolate.
Mm.
So that's unfortunate. But
Still,
it's still
brownie.
a brownie.
Yeah.
Exactly.
If you add milk to it, any brownie, even if it's a crappy one, is a godsend. Amazing.
Like, what do you mean
Just
by
about
add milk to it?
Little recommendation: put it in a bowl. Just pour some milk on top of it.
Instead of the water? Wait, are
Water?
you talking about like after it's done?
After it's
Like, eat
made,
it like
yeah.
cereal?
Yes, that's my recipe. Yes. Don't knock it till you've tried it. It's brilliant.
I've
I'm
heard of
knocking it
people-
a little bit.
I've heard of people doing that with cookies. Like, instead of cookie
Yeah.
cereal, like actual cookies, having a bowl full of cookies and then pouring
Yeah.
milk over the top
Pour
of it.
milk on it, yeah.
That does not sound healthy.
But not with brownies.
It's just milk. It's
I
fine.
will
Just
say
milk.
the best way to eat a brownie is to heat it up in the microwave and then put a scoop of like vanilla ice cream on top.
Vanilla ice cream, yeah, definitely. I second that.
Milk is just liquid ice cream.
I mean, it's not. The sugar content and fat content are very different.
Well, there you go. I just gave you a healthier alternative to that recipe. It's like diet brownie and ice cream.
Milk is just in-date cheese.
Yeah, man.
True.
Yeah.
Agree.
Don't let big
Right.
ice cream fool you.
You want a cheese sandwich, but you haven't got any cheese? Just have a milk sandwich.
You know, I would lie if I said that I have not done this when I was really poor.
What, a
Or when
milk
you're really
sandwich?
drunk.
Like literally like have bread and dunk it in milk.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you never just put like bread on a plate?
I can't
Then
say I
pour-
have. No.
Then
Honestly,
poured
the
milk on
best
the
way.
bread.
I used when I was a kid because I was a really picky eater. I used to have warmed up ketchup sandwiches, which is really weird. I know,
Wow.
but I used to eat them and love them.
I can see
Um,
that being pretty good.
But the best way to eat plain bread, if you just want a snack and you like mustard, put some mustard on that and then just eat it. It's really good.
See, I can
Yeah.
imagine that being good.
It is nice.
I will
used to
say I
put,
don't do the
uh,
ketchup sandwiches anymore. My palate's evolved since I was like 6.
I don't know, man. You have one of those today at some point, and you will be like, these are still as good as they were when I had them when I was like 6.
It's also only beans away from being beans on toast,
That's true.
and I still eat that all the time and
That
love
is
it.
very
it's,
true.
it's not even toast though.
Are you just
Yeah.
warm bread?
Yeah, like you basically you take 2 pieces of bread, you put some ketchup in between, and then
Hold
you
on,
shove
hold on.
that
I
sucker,
need to write this down.
and then you shove that sucker in the microwave for like 20 seconds.
Amazing. Yes. All right. Well, that was
Cooking with a
food tips with
Stany.
a Stany.
When you're a fussy kid who won't eat anything.
Oh my
I'm so happy
god.
that I know that now. I'm so happy I've learned that.
I was such a picky eater when I was a kid. Like, I was the type of kid where I wanted to have a plate with the separations in it, because if my food was touching each other, I didn't want to eat it.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. I feel bad for my mom.
Yeah.
My god. I
All right, let's do
remember,
some
like-
D&D, my dudes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop that thought right there. Let's do some D&D.
So there's a guardhouse in front of you. I'd say you're. Oh, there's a scale. My word. Let's see if I got it right. I was going to say you're a couple 100 feet maybe away. About 100 feet. Oh, okay. Let's use
just-
that. I think it's.
I'm
I
just
think it's
gonna
sort of right.
say it is actually to scale. That
Yeah, that's amazing.
is scaled.
GG.
Well,
I like it. Okay, yeah, let's
That's
go with that
awesome.
because that seems pretty accurate to me. So you're about 56.2 feet away. Sorry, 67.7
just
feet
about,
away.
you know.
Are there any windows or anything?
It's in worse shape than it looks on the map there. So it's like fairly crumbled. If you were trying to shelter from rain or something, it wouldn't be very good for that.
Also, what's the weather today?
Oh, let's find out. I deleted the macro. Hold on. It's still there. It's just not in my. Okay. Steady mist today.
You know,
Oh,
that's very
so
fitting for what Grammy saw in the
Yeah.
spyglass.
even less visibility. Awesome.
Yeah, I guess like as we're progressing, I would just be like I feel like we're kind of progressing a little bit slowly and like being very aware, trying to be very aware of our surroundings. So I'm just like looking for movement, looking for threats, looking for traps.
Yeah.
I think I'd also, before we headed down, I'd probably have casted Detect Magic as a ritual and have that up.
Okay. What's the range on that?
I will put it in chat. 30 feet.
Okay. Okay. So you haven't triggered anything yet, but that's on for 10 minutes. Okay. So I think, well, you can see little glimpses of inside. There's broken pieces of the wall. And Ava, your trap tracking sense isn't going off yet. You're not seeing any movement. You're not seeing any suspicious like patches of cut leaves put in a patch on the ground with spikes underneath.
Okay. Yeah, I think I don't think I would want to I don't think I would be interested in like going inside that or looking around for loot or anything. So I think I would personally just be like, hold on, let me get an arrow. I'd just be like going this way, preparing to go down the cliff.
Okay. Does anyone glance inside as you're walking past?
Yes.
I mean, I would glance inside as we walk past, but I wouldn't like go inside unless I guess something significant caught my attention.
So from a distance, then, if you're kind of doing a drive-by, all you see is some scratching, some like graffiti, and some characters on the walls. I suppose you see this because it's not great visibility, but it's still daylight, and some are etchings, but some are painted in color.
I think Helby would probably go and have a look.
Yeah, I think it's worth investigating. Sorry, my mouth was full of brownie.
It's okay.
We're just
Yeah,
gonna
I think she
ask,
would take a
like,
curious peek.
hydrate everyone.
I already did. Thanks, Steve.
You sound like you don't enjoy water anymore, Snow.
You think?
Twitch has ruined water for me.
Just hydrate everyone. Honestly, you'll do yourself a favor if you have 3 shots of vodka, 3 shots of water, and like put them in a thing that you spin, and every time someone hits hydrate, you spin it, and you take one of the shots and you just do it. That'd be so much more fun.
No.
You'd be like,
No.
refreshing, or oh, my life.
I mean, I don't drink recreationally, so.
Exactly. That's the thing. Like, no.
So what Phil is saying is that instead you should have shots of lemon juice.
Just to spice it up a bit.
Or
Yeah.
vinegar, or chili sauce.
Sriracha.
Right. Anyway. So what do we see?
You hear me read a box text. Much of the interior has collapsed into rubble. Creepers cling to the walls and high grasses sprout between the flagstones, amid evidence of long dead campfires. One wall is covered with graffiti, some words painted, others etched. As promised. Would you like to read the graffiti?
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
The fact that you're asking makes me
Yes.
anxious. But, am I
I-
within? Wait. Am I within 30 feet of the graffiti?
Are you? It's up to you. You move as
I
as
would
you want
like
to move.
to. I
I'm
would
not
like to
going to
be
narrate
within.
you.
I would like to be within 30 feet of the graffiti before we read it.
Okay, it's non-magical graffiti. Yeah, carved or painted the
Maybe we should
old-fashioned
just
way.
send the tiefling forward in case it's fire.
You should poke it. Go and poke it.
DM problems. I've obviously traumatized you guys so much that you're afraid of writing.
No, go and.
We don't trust you.
I cast
I-
firebolt on the graffiti. Roll
I will
initiative.
read the graffiti.
And honestly, I think it's just because we're in Omu and we don't trust anything here.
Yeah.
Pretty
No, that's
much.
fair.
I
Yeah,
was-
there's like palpable tension. You're
Uh,
you're kind of tiptoeing into the city. Yeah.
I
Makes
was
sense.
giving everybody else a chance to read the graffiti, but if no one else is going to do it, I'm going to do it.
I mean,
Okay,
I
so-
think we're all going to read it now.
Yeah.
Everybody roll a
Roll initiative.
in the meta. This doesn't make a lot of sense, but everybody roll a d8 and then you'll get one each. The messages are written in common, all of them.
Ooh.
And if you duplicate, then just roll again. So Phil, give us.
Is it
Sorry.
just /R? Sorry.
Yeah, and then space d8.
What?
Oh.
Roll again?
Yeah, sorry. The person that would have most trouble rolling. Okay, and again.
Are you sure there?
And again. Oh my
And
god.
again.
what are the odds? One more, please, if you wouldn't mind. It's good practice. Okay, brilliant. So Grammy, the one that you find, maybe like you've got to dust things off and like you've each got to spend a bit of time like because they're weather worn, like they've been eroded by the rain a bit, so it takes a bit of time to figure out what they say. Grammy, once you've got yours figured out, it says, "All hail the King of Feathers." Put that in the chat. All hail the King of Feathers. Ava, yours says Kubazan equals bravery, Shagambi equals wisdom, Moa equals question mark. Helby, yours says the puzzle cubes are the key.
Mm.
And you got a 5 in the end. Yours says, who is Unk?
I feel like we're in Dark Souls, and these are the messages that other players
Other people have
are leaving
left, yeah.
behind.
Totally.
Try-
Yes.
Try jumping. Beautiful view.
Great chest ahead.
Yeah.
Try to... Exactly. Great view.
Gorgeous view. Try jumping.
So
So
yeah,
is it-
you
sorry.
spend a moment. You while you're, I'm picturing you're each spending a few minutes kind of decoding these things, trying to figure out, oh, that's an H, but there's a part of it missing that's eroded. You don't find anything else of huge interest in here, apart from, as I mentioned, some remains of old campfires. But yeah, how does do you like once you've made your findings, do you each then bring them back and kind of have a huddle?
I would definitely tell
Have you ever
everyone.
heard of
Hmm.
the King of Feathers?
No.
No, I don't think so.
Well, that's what mine said. Just all
It-
hail
it
the
re-
King of Feathers.
It rings a bell, but I don't remember.
Do you ever remember?
Yes. Not very important things. You know, like when you're in a quiz in a pub and someone asks a stupid question and you get it right. And it's the one question out of 20 that the whole group gets right. It's that kind of information that is retained.
Well, mine said, I'm not even sure if I have these names right. Kubazan equals bravery. Shagambi equals wisdom. And then Moa equals, and then there's just like a strange symbol. I think it might be a question mark. It looks really strange there.
I wonder. Mine said the puzzle cubes are the key. Do you think there are some puzzle cubes around somewhere?
Oh, I hope not.
Well, what even is
Eldrick,
a
what
puzzle cube?
Oh, mine said, who is Ankh?
Maybe the puzzle cubes can help us? If we can
What?
find them.
Why would even someone carve that into the wall?
Who is Ankh? Exactly. That's what I'm thinking. Maybe it is relevant to someone somewhere. Maybe it's written on the walls further down the monastery.
Maybe it was supposed
Maybe
to be
all of
Ankh
these
was
things are.
here.
About how old do these like graffitis look?
Not that old. Within let's see. I think you've narrowed it down quite a bit. They're very recent, but then apart from that, make a perception check. See how accurate you get it. With a 22, they're very recent. Some of them even within the space of a week or so. So these are not ancient hieroglyphs of any
Which
in any
one's the
sense.
most recent?
The most recent would be Tri-Tongue, but no. Most recent would be All Hail the King of Feathers. That's and it's written in like a very shaky, like scratching. Some of them are like quite good paintings almost, but that one is written in like a very shaky, wobbly hand, just like scratched roughly into the stone.
I point to that one and I say, "Look, do you see these scratch marks? They should have faded if they were old, but they can't be more than a week old."
A week.
A week. Curious. After that time, especially in the weather of Cholt, you would definitely not see like you see how there's these white lines from where they've dug up the stone. That would have faded if at least after 2 weeks or more. Or less.
Maybe it is cultists or hooligans.
I mean, you see how shaky the hand is. I feel like this is someone who has left Omu with less than what they brought in. I tap my head when I say that.
But why are they hailing the King of Feathers?
Well,
Maybe their judgment has been changed.
That is what I am thinking.
we don't really know who the King of Feathers is in the first place.
But
The
maybe
King
we
of
will
Feathers
find out.
might be a fantasy, made up thing.
It might be
The
that, see.
delusions of an addled mind. Or it could be something that we should be worried about. Either way, we should keep these in mind and be cautious as we move forward.
Do you want to move down to the next set of buildings?
Yes.
So, which ones on the map are you heading towards next?
Boop.
Just straight to that one, okay?
Like whatever the way
Yeah,
is.
sure.
Yeah, you maybe you slide down like a shallow bit of slope there.
Because yeah, I think the plan is to probably like go in between the buildings. And then start heading this way.
Yeah, let's do that.
So are you gonna look in, or are you going past, or?
I think we're always going to be looking into every building. So I would say just assume that unless we say that we're not going to.
Okay, yeah, makes sense. Okay, so this one, essentially the way this will go is some of these there's varying degrees of significance. Some of them have got box text, some of them have maps, some of them there's kind of discoveries you can make or stuff that can happen inside. So in this one, it's just kind of this huge, formerly quite opulent building, now in a horrendous state of disrepair, completely, well, most of the way reclaimed by the jungle. So inside, what you discover is some curious plant, some flora. So one of you, don't mind who, can someone roll a d6?
Yes, I can. Because I feel
Like
like
a
Yeah, I
that would
figured you were gonna be the
exactly
most
mine.
interested.
Okay, so you find some berries. There's a straight up bush at some point in this building. It's growing out of where the lavatory used to be. Actually, there's just a huge bush there that's completely like cracked the whole.
The one Helby
um,
used.
And you find some dark brown berries, and then yeah, if you spend a moment to have a look at them, maybe make a nature check, Grammy.
Sure. Absolutely.
Okay, they are cinder berries, and let's see.
It is Almira's poo. Don't pick it up.
Oh well, there's pretty good reason why you would know what these are, Grammy. They're quite a good defense against poison. So yeah, well, I'll just give you the. Let's see.
Sure.
You would know this.
No, they're called cinder berries. And cinder berries, sorry.
Cinder. And how many do you find?
I could make like a well, could make like something to eat that will holy shit, what?
Oh, you didn't get enough.
Oh yeah. Oh man, oof.
Okay, you know what?
Did you end up with Cinderberry as opposed to plural?
Yes, yeah, you found 7.
Okay.
I think you're getting excited until you like realize you get the 7th one and there's no more berries on the bush.
Exactly. Just like, well, I could have made something from them, I suppose, but this is way too few.
Well, perhaps there'll be more in other lavatories.
So yes, Grammy makes a mental note to check every lavatory in the city.
Yes.
Going forwards.
Literally.
So yeah, that's that's all you find in that one. Where to next?
I mean, you're going
So was that just this building here?
Yeah, that's the one on the left. Yeah.
Oh, that whole structure is one building. Okay.
Yep. Mhm.
So yeah, we're gonna go in between here, I think.
Yeah. Okay. So checking the one on the right.
Yeah.
You guys drive with this though, so I won't assume anything about where you're going. So just say like we go into that building, or we breeze right past it, or whatever.
We'll glance
Um,
inside.
Okay. So in that one, you are you going to go through it, or are you just going to look through the entrance?
I will look through the entrance, I guess, and see what I can see.
Pretty much, yeah.
Nothing in the immediate foyer. Again, it's well even more opulent than the last. It's in a little bit better shape. This one. There's several stories of it. So there's you see like an entrance hall, with like mold and moss and well some vines here and there growing all over the walls, but the structure seems fairly intact. And there's this full like pretty fancy staircase heading upwards.
I kind of want to see if there's more of those berries in there.
I do too.
Well, then we shall search for them. You lead the way.
All right, I will lead the way.
So
You
you're
sound so excited to do that.
which part of the house do you start with?
I mean, bottom floor upwards.
Okay. So you don't find anything of interest on the bottom floor, or the second floor. There's a third floor. The staircase keeps going up.
Yeah.
Do you just continue searching?
Yes, I will just continue until I'm done.
How
with
long
the
is this
house.
taking, by the way, so I know how impatient I should make Ava?
There's actual thing for that. Let me see. It's in one of two places. 30 minutes per building.
Yeah, after 15 minutes of this, I think Ava says, well, I suppose we will get the drop on Razancy after all. He's going to think we've fallen into the lava pit.
So maybe is Ava like going back downstairs and like shouting this
No,
up the
I'll stay.
stairs?
I'll stay with the group, but I'm just being snarky about it.
Okay, so one of those evil DM questions: who's going up to the third floor?
I am.
I will also go up. Like, I'm not going to split from the group, but I am letting them know, like, we can't do this for every building.
Yeah, I think Helby would go up as well.
Aldrich?
Yeah. I'll just
Everybody
be-
make a deck save. The floor collapses. You walk out. There's like this damp, kind of spongy floor, and then one person steps. Maybe it's Ava. I'm afraid because I think you're probably the heaviest.
I do have a lot of armor.
Yeah, and a little bit crumbles, and then the whole thing crumbles. So Grammy and Aldrig, you're able to hop out of the way and get yourself to some like piece of floor on the side that manages to stay up. Helby and Ava, you fall. You fall 20 feet,
That's not that bad.
taking 8 damage each.
Not for you.
That's not that
I'm only 2 foot tall.
You know what? I think you still take the same amount of damage, though. It's not that big a deal.
I
It's
just
like a
imagine
just
like
cast a
Ava
small
falling and then like Helby just falling on her and just like bouncing off to the side. All right.
So as you land heavily on the floor below, the shock from you landing, it shakes the floor a little bit, and like maybe you wonder there's some like unsettling creaks, and you wonder if this floor's as stable as you thought it was. But you hear from a dark corner some buzzing of some large insects that are coming your way, disturbed by the crashing, by the collapsing of the floor.
We see like from down below Gramy's head like poking out. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay.
I'm fine.
So, as they have just proclaimed how fine they are, they're attacked by giant wasps. There's only a couple of them, there's 3 of them. These, as a fight, is going to be incredibly easy for you guys. So, I think let's do this narration style. To begin with, Graemy and Aldrig are on the upper floor, but you're like next to the area where the floor collapsed, so you've got a pretty good view. You could move down or join the fight or jump down or just watch. But to begin with, Ava and Helby, what do? There's a few giant wasps coming your
I
way.
can't actually get into the game.
Oh no.
Oh, really?
It booted me out with a 503 error,
Oof.
and now I can't load back in.
Well, I guess it's a
Um,
good thing we're doing it narration style then.
Yeah. I know that I have a spell that does a burst out from me. It's a cantrip. I don't remember what it's called.
It's like a ward of radiance, maybe.
Something.
Word of Radiance, you do have that, yeah. You
So
utter
I-
a divine word, burning radiance erupts from you. Could be that.
Does it do every creature or is it only
Each creature of your
enemies?
choice you can see within range.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the range is like what, 5 feet?
Yes.
I would try to get within range of as many of those wasps as I could and then word of radiance them.
Okay. So I think with that you kill one and badly wound the other. What does Helby do?
Does it count as a small beast?
It's a medium beast.
Medium beast. Damn it. I can speak to small ones. Okay. In that case,
Which
I
tells
would...
you about a little bit about the size of these wasps.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Those are some
They
big ass
are,
wasps.
mechanically speaking,
Huge.
they occupy the same space as a human, as Ava.
Fucking hell. Okay.
Yeah, they're bigger than Helby because isn't Helby typically small?
Yeah.
Yeah, just making sure we picture that right. This wasp is probably larger than Helby.
Okay, so Helby would probably have to, like, if she was laying on the ground on her back, sort of pull out her bow and shoot an arrow towards them.
Yeah. So you skewer one of them perfectly through the middle of its abdomen, and this like gross kind of greenish pus, juice, blood stuff, whatever wasps have, squirts out, and it goes down. What do Graemy and Aldrich do?
Are there any
I've-
more than that? Because I think
There's one badly wounded one.
Yeah, I
Helby
think...
has 2 attacks, right?
Oh, that's
Yeah.
true.
Okay, so I shoot another arrow at the other one.
Okay. Right through its weird waspy
Face.
whatever eyeball thing, whatever shape they are, with the hexagons and shit. Mega Deca dead. Drawn.
Crystal dome eyes.
Yeah. Splendid. Okay. Well, that's important because now only you two get XP, actually.
Awesome.
So, Helby and Ava, you get
Wow.
150 XP.
350, you said?
150 each.
150. Okay. That's easier.
How much XP would I have in the first place?
Oh,
This is my
What is-
current XP plus the 150. So I probably have the lowest.
perfect. Let's go with that.
So
Okay, cool.
You no longer have the lowest.
because now Phil has this much.
I don't see
Oh,
it
that'll be a
because
nightmare on
I'm my
mobile.
phone.
Well, someone can add
Like,
that to his sheet.
Yeah, I'll got it.
Thanks, friend.
15425.
Oh my goodness. Alright.
So I told you we'd be fine. Look at how they dispatched those strange creatures.
Yeah. I
They were just
fear that...
wasps.
Yeah, I fear that there might be something way more dangerous in this city than just wasps as giant as they were. I don't like the idea of giant wasps.
They were bigger than Helby.
I've seen stranger things than that in the jungles of Cholt.
Well, we probably hear Grammy like muttering, "Why did I ever decide to even move here?"
Because all of the plants.
I mean,
Well,
yeah.
then you both can be our guide. When whatever occurs, you can be our guide.
What?
We are here for strange man.
SNC?
Yes.
And his artifact.
Still talking between like two
Two floors, yeah.
Okay, fine. His artifact.
Come downstairs.
I think it's one of those things where it's like someone sounds confused about something, and you are like, I had better just make sure that this person knows. I'm like, it's strange man thing. You're like Rasmussen artifact.
We just gotta make
Yes.
sure you know what's going on because you seem like you're very confused all the time.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, dude, I think we're going to search this place. You want to come up or
Now we'll get down here.
okay. I
If the
mean, I
floors
guess
collapse,
I will
I'm just gonna let Grammy run along the wall like a
see
ninja.
if I can get like find something more on the top floor. Even though the floor
Yeah, so
is
you
collapsed.
search. Yes, no more of the floor collapses, but you also don't find anything of value. The rest of the top floor, the toilet is surprisingly pristine. Actually, there's no bushes growing there.
Damn it!
The new TV show, Grammy Toilet Diver.
And yes, the giant wasps didn't have pouches of gold, magic weapons, gems, things like
Magic
that on them.
rings.
Surprisingly, you rummage through the
Yes.
giant wasp's pockets, but there's nothing. They've been looted already. Maybe, who knows?
Can I retrieve my arrows?
You can get half back from what you shot.
Okay.
So you
so
can get one
then.
back. Yeah,
Okay.
that's pretty much always the case.
Okay, cool.
I'll just walk back down the stairs.
Yeah. Okay. Onwards.
Onwards!
I think we'll just be waiting on the bottom floor for them to come down. And I'm still reiterating, we can't do this for every house we encounter. We'll
Fall through the second floor and end up at the bottom before us. You can't do that. It's bad for your health. You'll hurt yourself.
what I mean is that we can't search every house we encounter. We need to
I
get
agree.
to our destination.
We should perhaps probe them just from a distance to see if, in case we are attacked again,
What if
for
what if
places
we
to hide.
at
Could you
least
use your raven?
My raven,
Your bird.
I cannot.
I can use Fossy though.
but just make sure she doesn't, run into too much danger.
When you ask if I can use my raven like visibly shakes her head to the side.
Is she just flavor, or do you actually have a familiar, but she just will not do it?
Like out of character, she's
Yeah.
flavor, but also if she was real as well, she would say no.
I could, but I won't, darling.
No. It's like it's not for him to decide. It's not for like anyone else to decide. It's for someone else to decide, and he has to pray to that person to ask
So,
for.
Ava, what if we at least, look through the front doors? Because maybe we can find
I'm
more.
not saying we can't glance inside, but I'm saying that if we search literally every building, it's going to take far too long. And I will go ahead without you.
I don't think I'm
feel as
gonna
though the
answer that.
I feel as though these ruins would have been picked clean. There are many adventurers who have been sent here to try and cure the death curse, and whatever remains are here. There be maybe some berries that you can pick. But I think we should, if we're going to search for anything, we should search for a safe point to hide in if we get attacked again.
Yeah, and I don't want to fall on my butt again.
Well, I think falling on your butt is probably the best you could have done there.
What are you trying to say?
I'm literally saying, like, don't fall on any other part of your body.
Are you saying my butt is huge enough to fall on?
Wow.
Totally, yeah. I think like something that you're not like that's new to you is I would literally just go over and just look over you, like just see if anything is broke, like any bones are broken, anything, right?
Okay. Thank you.
So when you come out, it's that cross between late afternoon and early evening. It's around that time of day. So where to next?
I suppose it would be best if we at least try to find a shelter for the night. I don't think we want to search this place at night, do we?
I narrow my eyes when you say search this place at night, like you can't listen to a word I said.
You know what I mean, Ava. It's just
We should find a place to make camp, and I want to get as close to that river as possible so we can set out early tomorrow.
If you want to search the place, you're more than welcome. But if you get attacked again, just make sure that you shout, and I will try and help as best as I can. And he winks at you.
So I think in terms of the amount of light that you have left, if you're still searching places, up to you as a group if you want to do that, then you can probably get 2 more before it starts to get dark.
I think I will just say like, okay, just lead the way. You're going to be the fast one.
All right, so I'm not searching any place. I will glance into buildings as I go past, but my intention is to basically start making my way this direction.
Okay.
And if people go into the buildings, I will literally say, well, I'm going on ahead and point where I'm going. So I will leave them behind, which is not the smart thing to do, but it's what I'm going to do.
I will follow you, but like a foot or two behind. And you can probably tell that he's intentionally, it's like he's putting on a limp.
Okay.
I think Helby's learnt her lesson and doesn't want to fall anymore, so she's not
I mean,
looking to
that's
search.
definitely part of why I don't want to search anymore. But I'm putting it on as if it's entirely just because we got a mission to do. This is pointless. Let's just do the mission.
Okay.
Yeah, probably on the way we'll just like ask. So how did you and Bossy meet?
Well, Bossy was on her own when I found her. I think her family were killed. So She was all by herself, and I was all by myself. So I thought we could be friends. And so we are.
That honestly sounds. Oh, I'm sorry that your family was killed, but that sounds very straightforward.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right. And I don't have anything else that I want to say.
Vossi is very cute. Beatrice actually went over to say hello to Vossi, but Vossi and Beatrice don't speak the same words. So I had to ask permission from Helby so that Beatrice could sit on Vossi's head. And Vossi said no.
Yeah, Bossy's a bit weary about Beatrice because she's a bit mean.
Beatrice is questionable sometimes, but she means well. She's like a mother.
I think at that point in the discussion, as you're walking along, Ava, you know what you mentioned you were kind of looking around as you move, being very cautious. You see over in this direction some huge plume of smoke rising from somewhere in the middle of this like quite large compound.
There's smoke. That's strange. That we should investigate. Smoke might mean people.
Yeah.
Well,
How
what-
tall is this raised up walkway?
Oh, the walkway you're on. I'd say about 10 feet high.
Okay. Then I will I will make sure I get do I get like your confirmation? Everybody?
yeah, I'm
Yep.
literally like, you're like, smoke might mean people, and like lead the way, and we will talk to them when we get there.
Then I'll like hop down and
No.
head over.
Can you
Okay.
catch me?
Yeah, if you need help, I will like help you down. Actually, you know what? I just like put you on my shoulders.
Excellent.
I don't even put you down. I just like you're like, can you help? And I'm just like, here, put you on my shoulders, and we just go.
I just imagine that you cartwheel and you go down the stairs like a slinky.
So as you enter, you notice that smoke drifts lazily from a walled compound. The gate lies in splinters and scorch marks deface the buildings. Near the center of the compound is a plaza littered with charred human corpses. One of the
Uh-oh.
corpses is being torn apart by a pack of wild dogs.
Oh, I suppose it did mean people. I wonder what happened here. Is there any indication of where the scorch marks, like the directionality of them or anything? Like where they originated from?
They are multiple points. There's a couple of flames in the area.
It means that
Yeah, and
people were
the
killed
fires
recently.
are
The fires are, sorry.
they're located by the corpses. So there's a couple of like rough piles of corpses, and that's where the fires had been set.
So it looks like there was like a battle here of some sort with some sort of flame wielding thing.
Yeah. Well, I'm not sure. There's a battle, and then there's fire.
Well, I think that's all I say, and then I turn to leave. Like, that's not what I was expecting. All right.
So there's a pole. Hold on. Yeah, I'll just read you this. There's another thing that you see here. A glaive has been thrust into remains of a burned out pyre. Charred snake skulls and blackened inhuman vertebrae are lashed to the spear. On a wall nearby, a symbol has been daubed in ash. A snake curled in a spiral, gripping a circle in its jaws.
Yeah, I'm gonna just cast Detect Magic. I'm gonna use a spell slot for it. I don't want to wait the 10 minutes.
Okay, let me see again what it does. I
Yeah,
will eventually one day
put
I
it.
will
I
memorize
can
it.
just put it back in chat. It's fine. And I will, after casting it, intentionally, if I don't sense anything within my immediate vicinity, I will intentionally get within 30 feet of the things. But I would be trying to sneak my way up.
Yeah, okay, so what you detect with that is a being. So I think you get some kind of afterglow of magic. So there was spells cast here fairly recently, and a lot of them. There's kind of a echo from that. But you detect kind of cowering in a cloistered area. There's like a cloister, like a corridor that's covered and open on one side. You detect a being living that has magical. What does that say? Bears magic. Yeah, they're out of your line of sight, but with the spell, you detect that within 30 feet.
Did you say it was a snake?
A being.
Oh, okay. But there is a snake with a
There's a snake
circle in it?
symbol on the wall.
Snake symbol on the
Yes.
wall. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's something here in the corner.
What do you mean?
What
There's
kind of
some-
something?
I don't know. How do I know that there's like a how do I know that it's like a creature?
I think you are sensing. You're sensing an aura. I'm just picturing it like this doesn't get blocked by. Yeah, blocked by 1 foot of stone. So there, you can't see this thing directly, but there's less than that, I think, in the way. So you're sensing an aura of magic
Is
in
it like
in a
completely
humanoid shape, I suppose.
It's outlining the shape is why?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, because you're detecting that creature bears magic, is able to cast magic.
So when it says that bears magic, it means like if they're currently being affected by a spell or if there's ongoing spell effects. I don't think it means because it also says that you learned a school of magic of any. So I don't think I would be able to use this to sense like a spellcaster. Unless they have an ongoing spell.
Or unless it's a
Uh,
magically enchanted being, like a gargoyle or something like that.
Yeah. or
I've
that.
I've been kind of, I suppose so. I've been kind of flexing it a bit to, well,
I mean, if
detect
you want to
magic
say
more
something
broadly.
happens and I can sense that this is just a spellcaster, I'm okay with that.
That's
just
essentially
wanted-
essentially what's happening. Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna, I guess, watch them for a minute. What are they doing? Obviously, I only see their outline, but what do I see their outline doing?
Breathing in a very labored way, and they seem to be unconscious.
I think they're unconscious. I think they might be wounded. I think we should.
Oh, we
I think we should go help them. And I say I think we should go help them. And then before Grammy, I'm sorry I keep doing this to you, but before you like complete your thought, I'm already moving.
Mm,
I'm
Rude.
definitely. You can tell, Grammy. You can tell the moment we've entered Omu, like my demeanor has changed. Like I have gone way more into like my old military commander ways, and you haven't really seen that. You've seen like bits of it as we've been traveling in the jungle, but it's like I've been way more casual about stuff. But like the moment we entered Omu, just the tension of everything is just like everything is ramped up for Ava as far as like she's very much, this is the mission, this is what we need to be doing. She's talking to everyone as if she's a commander and expecting you all to fall in line. So
That's gonna
that's the
be
thing I want to
fun.
let you know.
I was gonna say. Well, I will follow, I suppose.
Sorry.
So we don't know what this is, no? We don't know what it is. We just know that it's got some sort of magic to it.
Yeah.
Just go and poke it. Go up to it and poke it. It's the only way that you'll find out, truly.
So yeah, my plan is to find out where it is laying and see what it is before I do anything.
Can I use my primeval awareness?
You certainly can. What does it do?
Makes you aware of primevalness.
I can communicate simple ideas with the beast as an action, read its basic mood and intent,
Okay.
learn its emotional state, or whether it's been affected by any magic, and its short-term needs such as food or safety.
Okay, so I feel like we're kind of prodding tentatively at a situation, so I'm going to advance it a little bit, if you guys don't mind.
Yeah.
There is a wounded person here that is left there after a battle. Bodies were burnt. There's a fire still. There's charred bodies. There's this weird kind of like a totem made out of bones. There was that snake symbol. Helby, what you could use that for if you want to. There's still a pack of wild dogs that are eating one of the corpses. There's some beasts in the area, and yeah, there's this wounded person that you can move to inspect and do whatever with. That's wounded but still alive, unconscious.
Okay.
I want to look at them, see what I make of like their race, anything that's on them that might seem sketchy. That
Yeah.
sort of thing.
Okay. So
Oh, valuable.
they're a human. They're alive. They're very badly wounded. They are also clearly dehydrated. You can see like their skin is like badly, in terms of like a medical emergency sort of dehydration. The skin is like badly dried out. They are wearing some like crimson robes. If you have a look at their hands just from a few feet away, maybe you're not seeing any. You don't see like a component pouch on them. You're not seeing like an arcane focus, or any like huge weapons or armor on this person. And the other thing you can see from a distance is they're quite old. So it's a human male, probably in the late 50s.
Mhm.
Okay.
Probably even
Um,
before you were done inspecting, like Grammy is on his side, just like checking, okay, this is what happened, like this is the condition, and like packing out, medicine stuff.
I am going to take some cloth from my bag or rope or whatever. I'm going to bind his hands behind his back,
Okay.
and then I'm going to cast Cure Wounds on him.
Okay. Is there Helby? What did you want to use primeval awareness just so I can
Yeah,
know if we're
if
going
I
to switch
can
back and forth?
use it on the wolves, was it? I can
Wild
persuade
dogs
them,
that are
wild dogs, not to attack,
okay.
and just ask them to move along.
Okay.
Nothing to
Yeah.
see
So their
here.
mood and intent.
Move
Their
along.
mood is
These
the
are
mood
not the
is
droids you're looking
aggressive.
for.
The mood is aggressive. Their intent is eat as much as we can.
Yeah.
Their emotional state is angry, aggressive, violent. Affected by magic of any sort. Probably no longer. Short term needs food, yes, mostly.
Mhm.
and you can persuade them not to attack.
Okay, so yeah, if I persuade them not to attack us
Yeah.
and to
Okay.
just ignore us while they're munching down on their human.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
You're
So
so
you're
cute.
yeah, you hear much less growling. You just hear the sounds of dogs eating something.
So I jump down from Ava's shoulder and just wave my hands at them.
Yeah, and we see them like immediately becoming less aggressive and like looking curiously, still eating like pieces of charred human flesh, but surprisingly docile. They look, I mean, they're wild dogs. You know, they have patchy fur. They like have very sharp teeth, but in Helby's presence, they seem like domesticated dogs, like pets, almost. They're just totally docile. Okay, and then we flip back. Ava casts Cure Wounds, and you hear a spluttering, coughing, like, oh God, water,
I think Jane
please.
is literally ready with some water.
Just
Some
desperate.
mayonnaise.
Oh God, he dies. There's an explosion. There's meteors. No,
His hands are tied behind his back.
Okay. So he tries to reach towards
Yeah, I
the
mean,
water.
I will like put whatever I use portably. Just like, I mean, I had like a
The
mug
water
or
skin?
whatever in the past, so I guess something like that.
number one dog.
Can I just have that, please?
Yes, you may have a mug that has number one doc written on the front.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I use
So
my number
Creamy
one
holds out a
dog.
mug, pours from a water skin into the mug some water, and then so this guy like tries to move his arms like to reach the water, and then at that moment realizes that he's tied, and he's like, yeah, of course, and then is like
Just-
looking longingly towards the water.
Just drink up, and then here. I will put it to his lips.
Okay, so he's glugging, just glugs awkwardly, like spills some, is like, desperate man gagging for water. But if it's only a mug, then he's like still afterwards asking for some more.
Did you win?
What does it look like? Did we win? Of course we didn't win. That's my compatriots over there.
Glug, glug,
Being-
glug, glug.
Thank you. Yeah.
Just pouring on his face as he tries to speak.
I feel like this conversation is like periodically interrupted by more water being provided and him like drinking
Yes.
it messily and then like carrying on.
How long have you been here, man?
It's got to be more than a couple of weeks. I'm not sure that any of the rest survived.
Have you been waiting for them? What have you been doing here? I suppose you've been wounded. What kind of wounds did he have? Like burn
He
marks or just like,
has
was he like bleeding?
some. Just give me one moment, actually. I'll and this will be a check to see how accurately you can pin this down.
I can do a medicine check.
Yeah. Okay. So he has a few slash wounds, from a curved sword, and he also has a bite on his neck that has some like necrotized flesh around it, like black flesh around it, dead
Oof.
rotten flesh around it.
Like gangrene sort of situation.
I think with an 18, it's some poison or venom.
Oh, interesting. Okay. So were you holding up here trying to recover, or tell us what you've seen, what you've encountered, and who you are?
We were ambushed.
Glug,
So,
glug.
so is Grammy, are you just going to keep pouring out water for this guy?
Pretty
You're
much.
just providing it. You're not like withholding it to try
no,
and
no,
get him to
I'm
talk
not.
or anything.
I'm not like just like keeping the rate at which he takes water, like
On request, you mean, or
No, not on request. I will like just slow down his intake of water a little bit, just so he doesn't do the thing or
So you
whatever.
don't drown
You know what I
him?
mean?
you're right? Okay.
Does he need to be tied up?
I
We
was
don't
just
know.
going to ask the same thing.
I don't know who you are, or if you're a threat. So tell us what we
Please.
want to know.
Oh, very well. Yes. Well, you're being very kind with healing me and giving me water. My name is Ovex Okramas.
Can you
Wait,
please
what?
put
Sounds
that in
Sorry,
very
I'm
chat?
not.
Mm.
And you forgive me. I'm normally a better conversationalist than you'll find me. Well, when I'm half dead and tied to a wall. Why am I tied here, by the way?
Grammy's
As I
fingers
look-
go
said,
into his wound to inspect it.
You look like a scary old wizard.
As I said, we don't know you, and this place is full of danger, so we are taking precautions. Surely you understand.
Ah, yes. Well, you're right about that. Very dangerous place. No place for a scholar. I don't know what I was thinking. Who are you, anyway? I've told you my name. You have me at a disadvantage.
I am Ava Windreaver, favored of Istitia, Lord of Water.
That's quite a long
Arches
name,
an
really.
eyebrow.
She's very important. You should know her name.
Well, now I do. Pleasure, Ava. And your companions?
I'm Grammy. What happened here? They just like kind of look over his like wound with venom and whatnot.
Oh, nothing. Just a scratch.
It
A
looks
scratch.
like
You look
more
like you
than
were-
a scratch.
You look like you were bitten by something, and now the wound is being necrotized by poison.
I wouldn't say anything quite as dramatic as that. I was out here for a stroll with my friends, and these dogs here jumped upon us. What did you say you were doing here again?
How much lying is he doing with the 13?
I mean,
You don't get a immediate trust. I
Okay.
think. Grammy, you're not sure. It's hard to say. He's got weird mannerisms, and you can't tell if that's just he's weird or from a different culture, or if he's lying or trying to flirt, or it's hard to say.
Okay, so I think I'm gonna put my hand on his neck and then start to press my fingers into that necrotized bite. And I'm gonna press harder. And I say, like trying to cause pain, and say, I asked you where you got this bite. And I want to intimidate him.
Okay, yeah, go for it.
Okay. I'm gonna use my inspiration on this.
Okay, for sure,
Let's
with
do it.
advantage then.
Why am I in a party with this person? Holy shit.
um, I'm gonna do it as charisma.
I
Okay.
can't stand to watch, so I turn around now.
Ah! Oh, what uncivilized rock did you crawl out from under? This is the way you treat a wounded scholar. Ah!
This is the way I treat someone who's being evasive about very important matters.
Ah, fine, it wasn't the dogs that bit me, it was the damn snake men.
Snake men, you say? I stopped pushing on him.
Appalling
How-
things.
Has he got any books? Has he got any books just lying around?
He's got a like pack, a traveler's pack.
Okay, I'm just gonna like it as if my brain just starts doing something else. I'm gonna like just quickly open his traveler's pack and like as if I'm like a sparrow or like some bird looking for a shiny thing. I'm just gonna look and see if I can find like a book or a scroll or something like that.
Okay,
And,
so you're not looking
just
for
like
adventuring stuff or gold, or you're looking specifically for like books.
books and scrolls and stuff like that.
Okay, so he has um a lot of written things in his pack. They are kind of common phrases written. I mean regular phrases like things you'll see here often. Some are in common.
Cheese, ham, bread.
Yeah, lots of food items, lots of like over there, behind that, under there, like
Is there
enemies.
like
Like
a
that's sort
little
of.
sheet with like a cake recipe in there as well?
No recipes, no, but they're let's see, make a history check, Aldrich. As essentially I want to do an intelligence check, but I want to give you the chance to just let me know if you need me to roll it. Okay, so you have a look through this and you pretty quickly figure out that
Oh,
there's some truth to him saying he's a scholar. He's a translator mostly. So there's like key words and phrases translated between a bunch of different languages. Some that maybe you might recognize even if you don't speak them, like common languages, Dwarven, Elven, but also some much older looking languages. And I think also you find with a 21, you find a scrap of paper which has been translated um, into common. And it goes thus. Long ago, the god Ubtao hardened his heart and vowed to weep for the people of Omu no longer. The rains stopped, the jungle withered and died, and death swept through Omu. And it seems to be a piece of a longer story, but you just find that scrap that he's translated into common.
I just like wave that around while Ava proceeds to talk to the old man.
Yeah.
Can somebody copy this down? Like, kind of searching myself for a quill and ink and stuff.
I can put it in my diary.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt what you were doing. I was
No,
looking
totally. Yeah,
for scrolls and magical
I
things.
quite like, as long as it's okay with everybody, I quite like jumping back and forth between, like, if there's a whole scene, not everybody has to be waiting. Like, we can do little things like that. And just to mention Helby, when Aldrich passes this to you, you recognize the language that it's translated from into
Okay.
common as Old Omuan. So actually,
Okay.
you can confirm the translation.
Cool.
Can you pop that in the chat somewhere so that I don't forget to do it because I can't just type it in my bio?
You wanted to put this into your character sheet on the bio? I can do that.
No, I was going to say if you can just copy the text somewhere into the game so that I don't lose it because I will not remember.
Okay, I'm putting it on your character sheet.
Cool.
There's a couple of empty boxes in the bio bit, so
There's all of the empty boxes. I need to fill it out. I will fill it out, I promise.
Sorry, that wasn't a jab. I was just okay. So we cut back to the interrogation. Ava, this man knows he's in danger. He's beginning to, well, not sweat because he's very dehydrated, but he looks afraid.
Sure.
And what was the last thing you asked him? What are these snake
About
people?
the snake men. Yeah.
They're called Yuan-Ti. They're here and about in this place. We were quite surprised to find them when we arrived. In fact, well, they found us, as you can see. Please don't touch the wound. It hurts a lot. Really, a lot. I don't know if you've ever been bitten by a snake, but it really stings.
Why did you and your party come here?
Glug.
It's pouring water on his
I
face.
mean, that is one way to relieve the tension.
Perhaps I'll tell you a little, and then you tell me a little. And just like that, well, eventually we'll be friends, won't we?
Orvex, let me tell you something. You really don't want to go try and do deals with her right now. She's way too tense for that. Just tell her what she wants to know. And then we'll release you and we can talk.
Well, you see, it's not quite that simple for me. I wish it were. I face death here. I understand. I've seen your kind before. No offense, but a strong warrior that knows what they want, knows ways to get it, knows ways to make men talk. I understand, but well, I find myself having a choice between several unpleasant deaths. How about this? Me and some colleagues came to this place, and it took quite some time to find it. Quite impressed that you managed it. In search of a certain artifact. Very valuable. Worth quite a bit in gold. We heard it was here. What about you?
I narrow my eyes. I hesitate and I look to Grammy as like, should we tell him the truth?
So you're here for gold?
Ah, my water-bearing friend. Aren't we all always? Do you have any?
That's not the point. I look to Ava. It just kind of you get the same like reaction of like, do we tell him?
I mean, you know, worst case, we can just kill him at the end. He's fine. So, I'm sorry. Ava's being like hardcore right now. It's really weird actually playing her like this in a social situation because this is how she gets in like battle, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is now the battlefield, I guess, to her. So I think that's why she's being so like balls to the wall, just like let's do it. So anyway, I think she hesitates. She glances at Grammy. Grammy kind of looks at him, then looks back at Ava, doesn't really convey whether or not. And so she just makes a decision. And she says, "You've heard of the death curse?"
I may have done.
We're here to put a stop to it.
And how do you plan to do that?
Same as you. There's an artifact here we must obtain.
All right. Say that me and my colleagues came from a place with a rather poor reputation. Home of many capable spellcasters, but...
He's from Thay.
I mean,
so as Penny knows this,
yes,
if
yes.
anybody wants to roll a history check,
Sure, you know.
I mean, here's the thing. I don't know how much Ava knows. I know he's from
Yeah.
Thay.
Yeah.
I mean, I literally
No.
was just like,
yeah.
the funny thing was like the moment he was just like a
Oh.
spellcaster, red robes, I was just like,
I
that's
know, I was
probably
suspicious.
Faye.
Same. And then he said poor reputation, and he's being like this weaselly, oily bastard. He's absolutely from Thay.
Okay,
So
so
good job,
Aldrich
Derek.
Aldrich figures that out. Nobody else figures it out. No, and Esteni, if you would like, it's up to you. You can
With
have a
Aldrich?
conclusion.
Sure.
You can make a conclusion that you're certain about that is completely wrong. It's up to you if you want to do that. But yeah, Aldrich, you put immediately as soon as he says that. Oh, this son of a gun's from Faye.
I gotta ask Aldrich, are you sure?
What?
He got a 6.
Aldrich got a 21.
No, what?
No, he didn't.
He got a 6.
He got a 6.
Oh, I'm looking at
You
the.
need to scroll down.
Oh, okay. Let's see then.
Yeah, I think I
Yeah.
got like a 10 or something.
No, you got a 6, my dude.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, if I know, I'm not gonna tell anyone anyway because I don't want the guy to die.
I think then, Graeme, you think that he's from Thay, but you don't know very much about it. So like far away, not sure why, but people don't seem to like him. Something to do with magic, like really vague, but you just get that,
Okay.
make that connection.
I think Ava says, so you're a necromancer then.
What?
Yeah, from-
No. I told you I'm a scholar.
And you
Yeah,
study the
from-
dead?
The dead languages. I suppose I've been studying my friends over there before I passed out.
I want to incite the dead languages there, please.
But it was so clever. But it was so good.
Oh, it's very clever.
What do you want to know about that?
I mean, is he really only talking about languages, pretty much?
Yeah, he seemed to be telling the truth there. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
He said
That's
it- he
all
said
I
it in
want to
Latin.
know. Cool.
Well, worst case scenario is we let him live, and we let him wander the jungles of Chult, and maybe he finds his way home.
Worst case scenario, he's in league with Razin C.
Now hold
What-
on a minute. Why would you think I would be in league?
Well,
Glug.
because you're clearly a necromancer. Why would you not serve the king of necromancers?
He just looks baffled and looks in
I'm
appeal.
convinced of it.
he just like he looks so gobsmacked by the ludicrousness of that that he just like looks in appeal between like the rest of you. So who's in front of him, by the way? Has I heard Eldrig, has Helby joined as well now? She's
She's
tamed
kind of
her-
sitting cross-legged, just out of just away a little bit, writing down the translation in her diary.
Okay. So then he looks, to Graeme and then to Aldrig in appeal, like talk some sense into her. Come on.
Oh, if I mean, I heard of these mages from Faye. I look to him, just
He winces and makes a small grin. And actually, no, he says, very good. Our reputation precedes us. I've told you no lie, though. I'm a scholar, a linguist, a student of the world, but I can never was very talented in the magical arts.
Well, my friend, you are lucky to be alive, and you will also be lucky to be dead if you don't tell this lady what she would like to know. Because there are fates in this current situation which are far worse than death.
I think I've been quite forthcoming.
Have you now? I had to push on your snake bite to get you to talk.
I told you, well, not everything I know, but I know a lot.
Do you know what happens to you when you die?
I've seen men's lives taken from them in many different ways by torture, looks significantly at Ava, scowls, by sword, and by fire.
Do you know what
Never-
happens to you when you're brought back from death?
I do these days, yes. The rot, the curse. Men's flesh no longer seems so attached to their bones.
Would you like that? Is that something that you would like?
Of course not.
Then I suppose your cooperation is required.
Cooperation with what, my dear friend? Would you like to dance? Would you like to sing a song together?
I would love to dance with you.
He clearly didn't. Actually, I think he's a little thrown by that. He's a little put out. Like he just sort of scowls at you, Grammy. Like I'm not really in the physical shape for it, my dear, and I certainly won't be. If you mean to end my life, what have you against scholars anyway? Do you
Ava,
hate books?
Ava,
Looks at Ava.
let's, I'm
I
just
love
going to like
books.
kind of walk Ava off if I can for a second.
No.
No? Okay.
Where
You,
do
you
we
try to grab my arm and make me budge, and I'm just like still crouched there next to this guy. I won't move. I'm like a rock.
where do we find recency?
I think
Do you know?
we haven't found his location. I think the cubes have something to do with it.
What cubes?
The puzzle cubes?
He looks, because I'm guessing that Helby is not in sight when she says this. I was
Yeah.
picturing he's a little bit away, so he like looks startled, looks around in confusion. Who's there?
Elby jumps to her feet and runs right, stands in front of him.
Oh, look at you! What an unlikely bunch.
I read on the wall back there that the puzzle cubes are the key.
Well, look at you. Quite right. Sometimes things can be learned by study, by reading, rather than by force.
So what you're suggesting is that we knock you unconscious and read through all your notes. All right.
My dear,
I-
please don't be hasty. Do you have any more water, my dear friend?
You are insufferable. I
Well,
just kind of shove him to the ground. Aldrich, what have you found?
Pass on information of what I found.
I will
Books,
like
books and notes and that thing that Helby is writing down.
I will prop him up against the wall again. Just get my number one dog mug.
So he takes a big glug. He shins the whole thing, and then as you move the mug because you're holding it against his face, his hands are still tied. As you move it away, and like some water's dribbling down his beard, he's got this insufferable smug look on his face, Grammy, which was growing while he was hearing that text being read, and he was like, "Oh, well, how convenient that it was in common." It's not like that when written in this place. Of course, what's the study called when one changes something and he's like looking, and he's being incredibly condescending. He's talking like he's talking to a child, Helby. He's like, now, and it like widens his eyes in a condescending fashion. He's like, what's that study called when one reads things in an old language and converts it into a more useful one? Come along, say it with me.
Comprehend
Tra-
languages.
Translation?
Translation. Bravo. Round of applause. Round of applause for the young one.
I don't
No?
clap.
Give him a slap over.
And it just so happens.
I give one clap.
Very good. Well, you see your conundrum. You'll need someone as astute as me to translate if you want to get anywhere in this place.
Oh, that's okay. I can do that.
And he, first of all, you see, if you're anyone watching him closely, like horror, dread quickly flashes over his face, and then it turns to anger, and he's like, oh, hogposh, of course you can't.
No, I can. I can read Old Omuan.
You, no. What? No.
Yeah,
I don't. She's lying. Of course she's lying.
no.
What reason would she have to lie?
To punish me for. Look, you need.
What have you done that deserves punishment? I cross my arms.
What is this? A priest's confession?
Well, I am a priest. Is there anything you'd like to confess? I turn everything back on him.
Look, I confess that I've been made perhaps a little hasty in judging you all, and I think we should be friends. My name is Orvex, and please don't kill me.
Oh, we don't
I-
need to. There are some lovely wolves outside.
they
You can maybe talk to them and make friends.
I don't think they're very friendly.
They are
But they're
to
so
me.
fluffy.
He hangs his head and is now sweating. He's rehydrated enough to sweat, and he's certainly in the mood for it.
We
Sweating
want him
bullets.
rehydrated enough to cry.
So he's kind of looking in disbelief and panic. He's like head down, looking. He's essentially desperately like looking for a way out of this.
I personally don't believe that someone with your kind of luck should just die. So, if it was up to me, I would let you go and you could wander the jungles until you died.
I
Out
mean,
of my
if-
sight.
Aldrig, if you do that, he's going to be dead either way. So what really does it matter?
It gives him a chance. It leaves it
So-
down to fate.
Question is, are you going with us and have a chance to survive, or are you going
I
to choose
do not-
death? And,
When you say with us, do
the
you mean
question,
like
the question also is she going to allow you to go with us?
Yeah, I was about to say, when you say with us, you mean accompany us? Because like I like immediately turn my head towards you when you say that. Like,
Oh, if
I
he
don't
is a wizard, he might be useful. We don't have to bring him with us.
wanna-
Are you a proposition, my new friends? What about cutting me free? What do you have to lose?
Lives?
You've given us very little reason to trust you.
How could I repair that bridge, my dear?
That is a very good question. I look to the others. What say you all?
I say we leave it to Vossi.
Darcy's not hungry right now. But I do think he has more information.
Well then, Hobie, what would you like to know? Ask him. I'm sure he'll be more forthcoming now.
I would like to know more about the puzzle cubes.
Fine, look, here's all I know. But please, you have to keep in mind we only got here a couple of weeks ago. My colleagues, they weren't very interested in study, more burning things. But I managed to steal away and figure out what I could. There's this used to be the capital of this place. Very important people lived here. They seem to have built multiple shrines to their strange jungle gods here. And they're not quite only religious places. They seem to have some deadly gauntlets. Wicked gods, these must be. But inside, there are puzzle cubes. We found one. We lost a few of our number trying to get it, but we found one. And I think they're the key to this place. That's what the message said. I saw it too.
Where's this puzzle cube now?
Oh, the others have it. Some survived.
So they're still somewhere in the city.
Looking for more cubes, I suspect.
Is there any indication of where we find these cubes? Any markings?
I would look for the shrines, my dear. And read whatever you can. They were an old civilization, these Omuans. They didn't have scrolls or books. They carved. But what they carved meant a great deal to them.
I approach him, and when he flinches, I reach behind him and I untie him.
Well, goodness, I didn't expect that. I must admit, I'd rather reconciled myself with death. You're quite sure? I mean, of course
Are
you're
you
sure.
so eager?
No, all right, well, pleasure chatting with you. Goodbye. And he, is anyone going to stop him? What he's going to try to do is grab his bag. I'm not sure if Eldred, you're still holding it.
I think I've rifled through it to find anything magical, like scrolls, his spell book. If he has a spell book. Yeah,
He actually,
anything magically.
there's no spell book. There's no spell components or arcane focus, notably.
Yeah.
There's these scribblings, these translation documents. There's kind of basic travel stuff. There's a pouch of gold, but that's about it. You don't find a spell book.
Yeah, I'm like not interested. If I was playing a baddie, I'd probably shoot him in the leg with some form of magical spell to cripple him so that he has a harder time, but I'm not.
Yeah, or do that James Bond thing where you like send him out into the desert with no water. You take his water away. You give him a can of oil or something, and be like, "When you're thirsty enough, you'll drink this."
Vodka.
Okay, so in that case, there's still some stuff left in his bag. He makes a dart for it and tries to grab it and make a run for it. Does anyone try to stop him?
I'd say good luck. Good luck. It's very dangerous. He might be eaten.
Yeah, I don't try to stop him.
We got what we wanted. We didn't need to kill him.
Look, there's a shrine Just to the west of here. Don't say Ovexokramas didn't help you. If you find this place, maybe credit me in your journals, in your memoirs.
Hopefully the poison doesn't destroy you from inside. Good luck.
And he runs off surprisingly quickly. Actually, he's regained a bit of his pep, and he's surprisingly sprightly. He's a sprightly 55. He speaks Grung. I just noticed.
Well, of course he does. He's
The whole
a
time.
linguist who's studying the languages of Cholt. I get it.
So he legs it, and he uses his action and bonus action to dash, and surprisingly quickly legs it off the map layer onto the GM layer.
What a nice man.
Which direction does he go?
He runs southwards.
Okay,
Oh, well,
that's
actually,
fine then.
he I suppose he can't because he needs to. He runs out of the compound.
I
and,
watch as he goes out of the compound. He turns like southward though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, that's fine then.
Okay, I think that's where we're going to have to leave it for today.
All right.
Cool.
As always,
So
thank
we
you
need to
for
make-
running the game.
My pleasure.
Westward is a shrine. Maybe has puzzle cube, but they dangerous. Okay, got it.
Nice.
Just as a reminder for next time.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Wow.
GG, well played. Easy game, easy life.
I'm so
Ca-
happy
Kappa.
that we had that moment where, like, I'll tell you a little bit about this guy because he's legged it. He's kind of his obvious thing. You could tell from when he was being smug is like, you need me. You can't understand these writings without me. So I'm not going to tell you shit because you need me alive, and I'm going to use that as much as possible. So I love that Helby, like, totally innocently was like, oh, I can read this stuff. I know this language, no problem.
And the funny thing is like if you have a caster in the party, you probably have access to comprehend languages anyway.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. That's true.
But I loved Helby's moment of like, oh, those? I can read those. And just rendered him completely useless. It was
Yeah.
Yeah,
fantastic.
'Cause that's when his stomach really dropped. Like, oh shit, they could kill me and it wouldn't matter.
Yeah.
I just love that was
So
delivered.
that's why I wanted to
in
make it
Helby's
like
voice.
absolutely clear that we weren't going to kill him, but there were things because I was like tried to imply we could kill you, but then we could bring you back to life, and then what happens? You've got a snake bite now and you're alive.
Yeah.
But what happens when you come back is the death
I mean, I
curse.
can just bring him as a zombie and then he can carry all of our stuff. It's not a big deal.
I could bring him back as a person, and then he would have to suffer the death curse.
Like,
So-
Well, you
honestly,
can't bring him back.
there
That's
was
the thing.
that was like the biggest like threat I've ever heard in a D&D game. We're like, we're just gonna kill you, bring you back, and you're gonna rot forever until you die
Yeah.
again.
Yeah, basically.
I mean, I thought that resurrection magic just didn't work at all, though.
Well, the way
that's true.
But-
Yeah.
But I still love the threat.
Yeah, that was the intention. The intention is like, we can do it. Are you sure you want to risk it?
was good.
Either way, it was great. It's so good to be back in Tomb of Annihilation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I
Oh my
love these
God.
new characters. Yeah.
Oh, me too. Yes. Amazing. Nice work, dudes.
I'm glad you like my character.
So like when you said like you were going to do that kind of that accent and whatnot, I literally was just like, are you actually going to be playing Wob? And I like am kind of right with that.
It's just that kind of like, do you know when someone's like innocent but they obviously know more than they know?
Yeah.
That kind of like, yeah. like someone speaks in a way that it catches you off guard because you're like, oh, they like, but then they like drop one thing in the conversation. You're like, oh fuck, like I've just told this person everything I know because I totally trusted them, but then they've just said one thing and it's like, oh fuck. So, but he's a good guy, so it's okay.
Speaking of people who know too much, hey, Phil, you do music?
Speaking of, I thought you were gonna say Dirk. Speaking of people who know too much.
Okay, okay.
Oh, right.
Okay, I'll give
Yeah,
you
speaking
that.
of
Derek,
IQ,
Derek, you go.
Yes, hello. I have an extremely high IQ, and I used some of those brain cells to stream games on the Twitch.tv. I'm doing Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines at the moment, and it blew my sweaty little socks off last week. It was glorious. It was a lot of fun.
You're playing Tremere? No. What are you
Yes,
playing?
Tremere. Yes,
Tremere.
the Blood
Tremere.
Magic.
He's
Where
a
are you
blood
up to?
mage.
Where are you up to?
Nice.
I was helping some, they were called like Thin Bloods or something on the beach.
Yeah.
Did the side quest for them. I released somebody that was like vampire was being like drained. I thought it was like they were being drained of blood to make more Thin Bloods or something. I'm not sure what's happening there. As always, I'm doing every side quest and not touching the main quest.
That's the way to do it. The side quests are really good.
Honestly,
They are,
in that game, you have to do that. Like, you really just do
Also,
that.
yeah.
It's so good.
You
brilliant, yeah.
learn so much stuff and you get so much cool shit. You got to do all the side quests. So I'm happy that you're doing
Yes, we did a side quest and got a severed arm as a melee weapon last
Gimbal!
time. So.
Oh, hello! You met Gimbal!
Yeah, it was glorious.
Oh, his voice is just great, isn't it?
Oh,
It's superb, yeah.
it was awesome. I was
Yeah,
really
so
It was
doing
just...
that
your
on
reaction. Your reaction to his face when he was just being really creepy, and your reaction when he ran out and he just hit you with the thing. You were like, "What the hell is that?" It's like it's a fucking. You were like, "Is that a prosthetic arm?" And he was like, "No, it's the guy who was a quadriplegic in that cell's arm." Like it was so good.
I
Yeah.
have to watch the VOD of that. I only caught like the end of
Yeah.
the
It was
stream.
so good. That was so good.
really good.
It was amazing.
It's so hard for me not to spoil every
You know-
single bit of that game
Oh, I
because you're
know,
going
same.
in and looking
but
at all the stuff on the walls, and I'm like,
I know, but you just have to be dead quiet and just
I mean, so
enjoy the
good.
ride.
Actually,
Yeah.
chat were amazing for that because yeah, if you try and do blind and no spoilers, it's usually a bit of a battle on Twitch because people want to help, but it was fine.
Yay!
It was amazing. Yes, so I'll be doing that on Sunday.
Awesome.
Speaking of awesome streams, hello, Steny.
Hi.
Nice.
Hello, hello,
Hi.
hi. How are you?
I'm good. I stream. Hi.
What are you going to be
Um,
doing today?
I stream Tuesdays through Fridays usually. So in about 20 minutes, I'm gonna be streaming Human Fall Flat, which is like a it's a silly puzzle platformer. I'm gonna get squished. And it's gonna be bad, but it's gonna be fun. I'm also doing a bonus stream tomorrow. So if you like Twitch Sings, you can come hang out for that. It'll be from 5 to 8 or 9 Eastern. So tomorrow, but an hour from now is when I'll be starting that.
I'm just going to say, yes, Twitch Sings is worth it. Go follow her, watch her tomorrow, listen to her. It's worth it.
Aw, you're sweet. Also, I'm excited for this. I'm going to be starting, well, one, I'm playing in an off-stream game of Scum and Villainy, and we're going to be doing our session 1. We already did session 0. We're doing our session 1 on Sunday, and I'm really looking forward to it. I'm playing a great character. She's a scoundrel, and her vices are flirting and gambling. It's great.
Nice.
That is the most Astani set.
I was gonna say, just
of
like real life, then.
vices I've heard. Just
I never pick gambling though for vices. But yeah, I can't wait to play her. And then on Monday, I'm gonna be on Kelsa's channel, and we're gonna be streaming a long form game of The King is Dead, which is like Firebrands if Firebrands was Game of Thrones. So
Oh.
that is the most concise description I've heard of that game ever.
I'm really looking forward to it. What we've been doing, because Firebrands and The King is Dead, they're designed to be one-shot games, but we've kind of hacked them so we can play them over multiple sessions. So this is our first time doing it with The King is Dead, so we'll see how that works. But we've all made really interesting characters. We're introducing some supernatural elements to the game, which is cool. So I'm looking forward to it.
Awesome.
So yeah, that's me. You can follow me on Twitch and you can watch me stream in like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Speaking of people who stream sometimes, Phil, you stream sometimes, right?
I do. I think the last thing I streamed was Vampire the Masquerade actually, and I really love that game. And actually, I ordered a book the other week called Beckett's Jihad Diary, which is you'll meet Beckett in Vampire the Masquerade, and I think you'll love him. And this book is written from his perspective, which is awesome because there's so much literature and there's so much backstory and everything about Vampire the Masquerade. It's nice to have it all kind of highlighted and put in perspective from a character that is relatable. So I think definitely worth paying money for a hard copy of it, because if I buy the PDF, I just won't fucking read it. So, and then other than that, I do music on featheranddream.bandcamp.com, soundcloud.com/featherinadream. I'm sure there's music somewhere else in the world that I do under that name. I also bought some decks for DJing because I'm a 15-year-old boy.
I'm really curious what you're going to be doing with that.
I've been looking on. There's a website called Beatport, and it's got a bunch of different genres and stuff like that. So I was looking at some electronica and some dark, like drum and bass, like trap, dubstep stuff. So like kind of like a combination of what I want is a really high intensity ambient prog progressive house, like, you know what I mean? Like I just want two really hard conflicting genres that'll, like, I don't know, I'll figure it out and hopefully it works. But
yeah,
I'm a musical boy. We'll see what happens. I would love to just do some hard bass. So I signed up to Beatport because my DJ name was going to be Western Spy, which I thought was quite funny. But yeah, so that's me. And Snow, do you?
We haven't done Jelly yet.
Before
we
we come to me, like
Jelly doesn't do much, to be honest.
Jelly,
Yeah, but we should still.
you know.
We should just spend a moment to appreciate Jelly.
Oh,
Yes,
It's-
that's literally
in lieu
it.
of shoutouts.
Can
Let-
we have any
Just
part
worship
you
me for a
have,
minute.
Put it in chat for Jelly.
Aw,
Yeah.
thank you.
Do that. With any...
Depreciation, I like that. That's a good word.
Oh, God damn it. There. Come. I can't type. I can't fucking type.
I know what you meant. So yeah, it was fine. Thank you. But yeah, no, I was intending to stream while I've, been furloughed from work, but I've been suffering the most hideous hay fever the last few weeks, and have just felt
Ooh.
really bad. So I'd been doing nothing pretty much, but maybe if I start to feel a bit better, I might start streaming while I'm
Yeah.
off. 'Cause
Well,
I've
I
got
think
another.
you
should be
do.
streaming
I like Jelly streams. I haven't seen
Aw,
one in
thank
like a
you.
long
No,
time.
it's been a long time.
And usually I'm not awake early enough for them. To
Puzzle games.
Yeah, I would like puzzle games. I like puzzle games. But
I
yeah, I'm
like
not
watching
gonna
you play
work.
puzzle games because I really hate playing puzzle games.
Really?
But I like watching them be completed, you know?
Oh,
I
well, I
think
wouldn't say I'd ever
Bioshock
do
was
that.
my puzzle game.
But
Speaking
yeah.
of puzzle games, Jelly, if you find new puzzle games that you
Mhm.
think are real cool, you should let me know because I freaking love puzzle games.
Love a puzzle game.
Cool. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I will. I've been playing some of that for the King. Have you
Oh,
played that?
nice.
Turn-
Full
based
King is fucking awesome. Yes,
Isn't
I
it
love it.
amazing? Oh my god, it's so good. It's so much fun.
Is that the one that was free on Epic just a
Yes.
bit ago?
Yeah.
Yes.
I have it, but I haven't played it yet.
Yeah.
It's really
do
cool.
play
It's
it.
3-player cooperative.
Like, I've
really good
played
fun.
it way back, like when it was in early access or even beta or whatever it was called. It's just like, man.
I
such a long
like
time.
it because the busker looks like me. You can make you can make the busker look like me, but I quite like how there's similar classes, but they do like slightly different things. So like
Yeah.
the busker and the bard. The bard gives one of your allies a success. So like you roll 3 dice and it makes it so that one of the dice is an automatic success. But the busker makes it so that one of the enemy's attack rolls is an automatic failure, which I think's it's quite. That's just like one little thing in the game that I really appreciate, and the game's really cool. I like. Totally
Yes.
appreciate.
It really was like a very tightly designed game. I can really appreciate that. It was awesome.
Yeah, I very much advise giving a go.
Healer's OP as well. Actually, highly recommend getting a heal. Just a scholar with a healing tome, or there's the gatherer who can find herbs
I was
and
doing
stuff.
quite well with the hunter actually. I was kicking ass with the hunter.
The hunter is a beast. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah.
Well.
Cool.
All right.
So hey,
peeps.
Snow.
Yeah. Yes, Jelly.
Yeah.
Do you do any streaming?
Well, no,
Never,
actually,
at all?
never.
No?
You know, just
Oh,
we totally were not on stream for the past 3 hours.
listen. The only reason I came back was because I was promised we would be streaming. So you know,
You
Oh.
lied to Jelly? How could
lied
you?
to me. You lied.
Wow.
Lie to me.
Was
How
that
could
really the
this
only
happen
reason,
to
though?
me?
Yes, I do stream.
Jelly wants that
obviously.
internet fame.
Yeah, I do.
Right, yes.
That's all I'm here for.
I see. I see. Well, the good news is, yes, I stream. So, peeps, if you're interested in watching more of Tomb of Annihilation, we will be back next week on Friday, same time, 7 p.m. CST. I think right now. I always am confused, like if it's S or without S. But whatever.
Whatever.
Stands for
it's
summer.
standard. Oh yes, S is for summer.
So
Right.
CET and then CEST now.
It's CST now, right? Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
What
Well,
is this is
In
why I
any
live
case,
in
if you are
zero.
But it's the
If-
same, Phil. There's BST and this S stands for summer.
GMT. GMT.
You're on BST right now.
I'm a GMT. Everything's plus or minus from here.
Anyway, Snow, you were talking about how you stream.
Yeah, so if you're interested in that, same time next week. And 2 hours before, we always do some D&D prep. I can't really tell you what we're going to be doing next week. Possibly turning the whole, like, Witcher style thing into, like, a module of some kind. Try to work on that, maybe. I'm not promising anything yet, but yeah, that might be a thing. If you're interested in more of me otherwise, then I guess Tuesday early, 10:30 a.m. CEST, you can catch me on a Just Chatting stream. We always end up in an entirely different place than when we started. And then if you're interested in some gameplay, I play Masquerada on each Wednesday, 7 p.m. as well. Oh, and I need to finish Blurk's, like, challenge run in Dark Souls again. I have another one. I have no idea when, but yeah, that's the thing.
It'll be fine. You'll super enjoy it as well. Level 1 Souls runs are so fun.
Yeah, it's like Soul Level 1, NG plus, a
Awful.
mace only, and then I also have access to Chaos Storm. That's it.
Snow, you
I need
put
to
a cap
request-
on that hydrate command. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I do need to put a cap on that hydrate command, definitely.
Or you need to take a
I'm
cap
just-
off
okay.
the hydrate command and add vodka into that motherfucker.
Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm just going to drink the rest of this bottle and be done with it for today. Thank you.
Vodka.
I mean, wait. Hold up. When did I get 12 hydrate requests? When did
Just
that
now.
happen?
Just now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, just now.
I think Tim's trying to drown you.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
It's okay. That's what Twitch chat does.
Yep, I'm perfectly okay with this. All right, everyone.
Shots of water. That's what I say.
Chug, chug, chug.
Okay, fine, I'm doing it.
Chug.
Alright, guys. I'm gonna have to go because I need to eat some food.
Yeah, me too.
But
Thank you for introducing your very cool characters with their very fun voices. I'm excited to learn more about them. Derek, as always, thank you so much for
Thank you,
an
Derek.
amazing session. Thank you, thank you.
No, you, in fact, did you?
Okay, I'm done.
Okay. And Snow, thank you for drinking all the water.
I mean, sure. Well, thank you, everyone. And we'll talk to you next week, right? Yeah. I'm looking forward. My
Night.
goodness, it's so good to be in Tomb. All right.
good night, guys.
Bye.
Yeah, good night. Have an awesome rest of your day or whatever it is going to be. Bye.